Whoa, whoa, turn up. Boy, y'all got this motherfucker hot. Woo! God damn, Fred, boy, you gonna have to hang that up right there, boy. That's gonna be an instant classic right there, man. You gonna have to put that in the archives. And then Blue Blood came on that whole nigga and had the Blue Blood sports TV show on you niggas' ass. Hey, boy, y'all know, hey, you get Blue Blood, and then that nigga Blue Blood should have been a teacher. Blue Blood and Fanon break shit down to the smallest decimal for your motherfucking ass. Let me cut these tunes, goddamn. Blue Blood and Fanon, boy, them niggas got away. Them niggas will break shit. But see, that shit come with wisdom. I got to get into 78 too, man. 78, but see, 78, he got a different way of doing it, man. I told niggas way back in the game, I said that nigga that wild. 78 got that. That nigga been here before wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Fanon and Blue Blood, they just got logic. You know what I'm saying? They break it down. It's like 101 for dummies type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Get anybody to understand it. You know what I'm saying? In the real way, man. We gonna goddamn, y'all niggas that pulled up. Look at y'all, they come here, they ready for that. They goddamn they ready for this motherfucker. Yeah, man. Hey, man, this here, man, you know, this is a sensitive topic too. You feel me? This right here is a sensitive topic right here, man. You know, and it, because especially you talking about in 2020, right? You talking about in 2020, because as far as we can go back, bro, and it was a time where this shit wasn't accepted. And my thing is this, bro, I just don't want people to put it on people who are considering themselves quote unquote pro-black. People who are pro-black people didn't make this concept up. All right, because if we could just go back not even 100 years ago, it was a thing called segregation, right? Or the Jim Crow laws and shit, nigga, where you had to be by your, you could, black folks couldn't look at a white woman. Look at the case of Emmett Till, right? All of this type of shit here, nigga. We couldn't go to their schools. We had to build our own hospitals. We had to have our own shit, right? We had to practice that group economics. So we didn't have to go outside each other. We understood our survival predicated on ourselves. That's why when Black Fight Fan was talking about earlier about being in jail, nigga, that would show you, nigga. I always tell you, I'm from the east side of Houston, homie. My block is blacks and Mexicans. So I grew up with Mexican people living next door to me, nigga, playing in the sandbox with them. You feel me? But when you go to jail, meaning when you in a situation of survival, you will learn quick, nigga, about self-preservation. All right? Then you ain't got no choice. You're in a situation where you don't have no choice but to be pro-black. Because every other race, nigga, they gonna fend for themselves. And if you come in that bitch talking about telling the black people, I'm not fucking with y'all, nigga, I want to fuck with everybody else, you know what they gonna come to us? The messiah's gonna come to you and say, hey, that's y'all homie right there. You know what I'm saying? And white boys gonna come. That's y'all people them right there. And if you ain't fucking with it, we say, nah, man, that nigga, that green light. They gonna come to you, nigga, and they gonna distort you, nigga. And it's gonna be consequences for you not siding or being loyal to your race. Now, in 2020, bro, the love situation is going to be people who going to date outside of their race. Now, that's understandable, bro. I just want niggas to understand that black people are the most lenient with the shit. You have other races like where I'm at out here, bro. You these Pakistan, the Indians, and all these type of people, bro. You not bringing no motherfucking body home if they don't look like you. Nigga, they would disown you. I'm talking about literally. And it's a lot of cases in the States too, nigga. Well, white folks, nigga. And I'm mainly talking about white folks, bro, because I'm more understanding of people who are coming from quote unquote like far as like blacks and Latinos and all that, cause these niggas they live right next door to us. I told you I grew up with them, bro. They live next door to you. So a lot of that shit do be having to do with your environment and what you around. You know what I'm saying? But I came up, I was raised to be with a black woman. And a lot of you niggas who Indian out there, people told you Indian, they'll tell you, if a girl can't use your comb, don't bring her home. Y'all remember that shit, nigga? But it was just the stories that my grandma told me, and they taught us, goddamn, nigga, to be with a fucking black woman. This is what I was taught, right? My grandma used to tell me stories, bro, about when she was young, and she was working at this restaurant, right? Fast food restaurant. Back then they had the damn, what that shit called, man? They would stand there and the shit'll roll out to you. Back then, black people couldn't touch the money. So they'll give you a little thing to punch a clip on, to clip a hole in, right? for the money, how much it costs, right? They didn't give black people money because she said they told them black people steal, right? And so if you on her lunch break and shit, they would have to go eat in the closet and shit, right? Especially when the white women come through there, you couldn't look a white woman in her eyes and all of that. Why? Because the black men would come there. This was a black neighborhood, but it was a white business in Fifth Ward, right? So the white women to come through there and they'll be mad at them. Mind you, they 15, 16 years old. They young girls, right? And these are older women, 30, 40 years old, right? But their husband used to come there and try to have sex and get with these little young 14, 15-year-old black girls, right? And so they used to have to go in the mop cabinet or something like that. White women spit on them and all this type of shit, right? And so my grandma and I tell y'all, bro, I just look like this and talk like this, right? My auntie is a motherfucking she was a goddamn a district attorney in Houston, nigga, assistant district attorney in Houston. You feel me? I come from doctors and lawyers and all that shit on my daddy's side. And my grandma, like I say, my grandma tell me now I'm wealthy enough to go live anywhere I want to live, but I choose to live around my people, right? And so this just how I was taught. This is how I was brought up. You feel me? So I was raised to be unapologetic because it's a being around your people, bro. It's a survival mechanism. You know what I'm saying? Understanding if we're gonna make it, we're gonna make it through this. Plus, I was raised in gang culture, so it was a lot of different things that shaped and molded me to the way I am. But like I say, like, have y'all ever heard of the term, I'm going out to buy a hat? White women use this term, I'm going out to buy a hat, right? I never heard this shit before, but this shit my grandma set me down and told me, I'm going out to buy a hat mean, for the people that don't know, this is when a white woman would know that her husband is sleeping around with a black female, right? One of these black women. And so they'll come in there and be hostile with them and handle them a certain way, right? And so when the people know, the people of church and community know, that white woman know, they'll ask them, well, is you gonna leave him? And then she gonna say, nah, I'm just gonna go out and buy a hat. I'm just gonna go out and buy a hat, right? Meaning she gonna stay at home for the greater good of the white family, nigga, to preserve the white family. And so I just don't want you niggas to be coming out here getting mad at people who are considering themselves quote unquote pro-black, right? We go back to integration. Before integration, we had all these black towns, black businesses. We was providing food, clothing, and shelter for our own people. We were teaching our own people. We wasn't going to these they goddamn white schools and all of that. And what happened? We had niggas who wanted to integrate, niggas who wanted to share, and that white man did not share with you niggas or integrate with you niggas because he goddamn felt sorry for how he was treating you. No, it was economical. All right, because when we go back to 29, from 29 through the 30s, through the Great Depression, nigga, black folks were not affected. Why? Because they were outside of the economical structure of America. Understand that, right? We didn't need them. We had flourishing towns and business because we were practicing group economics with ourselves. All right. So I don't want to hear that while we're not producing with ourselves. And we had that. What took it away was niggas got off code of being pro-black. When niggas wanted to integrate and go do business and all that. And now when you go in your black communities, everybody else own everything around you except you. That's what happened when you wanted to mix. And so you had a group of people saying, hey, man, it's cool. Do what you want to do. Because a lot of you niggas still bring y'all other race females to the family reunion and all of that. And your sister love her like her sister, nigga. Do her hair, watch the kid. Y'all know she can actually come there and sit down and get a plate. But in most situations, not all, but in most situations, when y'all niggas go try to do that shit, nigga, the shit is not accepted. That's why they try to bring them back over here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we gonna be real about that. Huh? I got a Pakistan homegirl back home, man. Everything, bro. We went to high school and everything together. She had a baby by my homeboy, nigga, and the people them put her out, bro. She went up, but she had just turned 18, just finished high school, bro. They literally put her out. You gotta go. You understand me, nigga? Because it's a code. They don't play that shit in other races, nigga. So I don't need y'all firing shots off at pro-black and all of that shit, bro. Because we the most lenient out of the whole situation. We are understanding, loving-hearted people, nigga. We can see the bigger picture. We embody everybody else, like Blue was saying, bro. So we got a different type of heart when it come to that shit. Just don't. I don't want y'all niggas coming out here beating up on us and shit. Cause goddamn, we trying to hold the line because it's an understanding that when these people come in, when we do let them in, we end up with less than what we had before they got here. Okay, so it's called self-preservation, meaning preserving what you have. That's why it's important to pass it down. That's why when they talk about the number one, the foundation, the foundational principle, and this ain't nothing we made up. Okay, this shit go back before time immemorial, bro. It's not nothing that these people in 2020, because now a lot of motherfuckers have integrated. A lot of niggas live in these subdivisions and have mixed and have different races around them in their communities and shit. So this is we living in a different time. But it is some people who are still understanding and holding on principles from what did make us great. Making us great, going out marrying these other races, that's not what made us great. What made us great was us sticking together, nigga, when we had our own shit, because it was easy to practice it. You don't go in no Jewish neighborhood, they on code. Nigga, they on code. They dollar circulating and they working together, nigga. You ain't seeing all of that mixing and shit over there, nigga. They are on code over there. You know what I'm saying? And so I just don't. I'm finna drop the link in the chat, man, so the family can pull up. Y'all can pull up, man, and we're gonna open the panel up. But I just wanted to get this out. When we go back to Tulsa, Oklahoma, right, which was a Muskogee was a black Indian town, right? We go down Durham, North Carolina. You had the Caddos and shit down there, Indians down there, the Yamasees, right? There was Indians. You know what I'm saying? But when we built these towns up, right? What happened with the nigga stepped on the elevator, accidentally stepped on the white girl foot. I told y'all back then, I don't get on elevators and shit. If it's just me and her and now, I'm not getting on, bro. Because it's just something inside me that resonates. I just don't fuck with them like that. That's just me. I just can't fuck with them like that because I understand the history of our people. Nigga stepped on there and that shit destroyed one of our greatest towns. Nigga, one something that we built for us. And this shit happened in so many cases with Emmett Till. You know what I'm saying? They fucked over Emmett Till over white women. So I can't just be there free and loose. And Reggie, you came in there and said that you a married white woman and her white family can't do nothing about it. That's cool in certain cases, homie. But in most cases, that ain't happening. Or you'll get your nigga wake-up call real quick. You get a nigga wake-up call real quick. My barber, I told this story before, right? I'm having one of the problems I'm having now, can't find a good barber. This nigga used to be in the barbershop all the time with that all lives matter. That's when all that shit that was going on, right? He used to all lives matter, because he had a white woman, right? And he used to always brag about how rich, and they got a tennis court at his father-in-law house and shit and all this shit here. And he used to tell me all this good shit about his sports cars and shit. And do you know this nigga never met his father-in-law before? I didn't know that until after he was in jail. Oh yeah, he went to jail. I ain't tell y'all how he went to jail. He went to jail because he started fucking with them numbers. Y'all know I do them numbers. He had got him a book and shit. And then this chick had came in that he used to date when he was young. And he was like, man, me and her, we compatible. We match up and all this shit here. And so he started fucking with her, right? And the white bitch caught him, nigga. And you know what this bitch did? He used to hustle out a backpack. Shout out to them backpack niggas. You know what I'm saying? Put their whole life in that backpack. That white bitch nigga took his backpack to his parole officer. Took that backpack to his parole officer, nigga. And she told that nigga, who you think they gonna believe? Me or you, nigga? I'm white. All right. And so it's just too many situations, bro, why I don't fuck with it. Listen, bro, I understand the world that we living in and I see it for what it is. It's 2020. A lot of motherfuckers, my daughter go to an all-white school. She the only black person in her class, bro. That's something I got to think about, goddamn nigga. When she get older and start making decisions on her own, if I don't put this shit in her and let her know the rules, nigga, and the laws, goddamn me, this shit, nigga, she'll fuck around and bring Billy or Bob back home. You understand me? Nigga, that's how this shit work. You know what I'm saying? But nigga, like I say, my grandma set me down, nigga, early, and she told me this. Like they used to have to go clean white folks' house and shit, right? And so they'll go to River Oaks to the little rich paper neighborhood and all of that. You got to come in through the backyard, nigga. And when you clean, you got to clean from the back of the house all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Because most times the husband will be at work and that white woman will be there. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna make you come through the back door, nigga, and get on your knees and shit. And a lot of times she'll make you clean, nigga, until after 6 o'clock when the buses stop running, nigga, at dark, nigga. And then you know you gotta walk home, nigga. Or luckily, like she said, her parents and them had a car and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so they'll be able to come pick her up. But it was a lot of people, nigga, that'll get stuck and they'll have to sleep in the backyard, nigga, if not the motherfucking doghouse. All right. Now I'm talking about real life situations. And so this is the type of shit that make me not fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't knock nobody for what they do. I just don't want people to come out here and knocking us pro-black people. You know what I'm saying? Like we came up with this shit. This shit ain't not our idea. You feel me? And at the end of the day, because we done took care of all these goddamn races. We done took care of all they motherfucking ass before, nigga. White kids sucked the breast milk out of our motherfucking grandmas and shit, nigga. That's why they walking around in our culture. You know what I'm saying? That's why they eat what we eat, nigga. We was cooking. They got our ain't no Kentucky Fried Chicken and all this shit, nigga. That's our shit. Ain't no motherfucking Jack Daniels. Shout out to Cousin Junior. He brought it to us. That was Uncle Nearest. You know what I'm saying? And so, nigga, all of this shit was ours already. And you niggas ain't have white grandmas when you go back in here. You got white grandpas, meaning they was coming into us, nigga. That's why that white woman always never liked it, our sisters and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta stop with it, nigga. That shit ain't really, you know what I'm saying? It ain't our goddamn fault. We didn't come up with this shit. We ain't come up with it. You know what I'm saying? We got Ronald Finkel in the building. What's up with it, family? Hey, you on mute. You on mute if you talking, Ron.
I'm off mute now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up with it?
Yo, I appreciate you, yo. You be dropping the mad science on all of this shit about how like America, like how we came from Africa and all that shit. Like we didn't really come from Africa, yo. I be appreciating what your content is, Topcast. I know you be thinking I be like fucking with you sometime, but like your knowledge is fucking needed, bro. Real talk. But like back to what you talking about, like about today, yo. About like I'ma admit, yo, I'm with a white girl. And like I looked at that whole conversation from early this morning all the way into the night. This topic had to be like brought to the mainstream, bro. Like it can't be like denied that I feel like this Topcast is all about unity, bro. Like, you know, I know what you feel like it's about. It's about like us just understanding that we got to keep our black queens, and I respect that. I have a beautiful black queen, bro. Like my kid's mom is a beautiful black queen. I'm gonna build my son tomorrow. Like you see what I'm saying? Like all I can say is like this topic that y'all talked about today need to be talked about. And I'm gonna sit back and let you fucking steer the wheel, yo. I'm just here in the chat right now. So I'm not gonna act like I know what the fuck I'm talking about, Topcast.
Nah, man, your opinion always need a real community. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, bro. And you know what what shocked me though? The fact that this is a pro-black community. 78 is a pro-black nigga. That
no
nigga
doubt.
is a real 78 is a real pro-black nigga too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that made me gravitate to the community, especially to see a nigga who built it and leading the goddamn community, and that nigga really stand. That nigga know his shit. That nigga talking, I'm listening. Cause I know that nigga know his shit. And so what fucked me up was when this topic come up, it was so many niggas going against the pro-black shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I had to realize that a lot of people really didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people didn't really grasp the concept. You know what I'm saying? Like when we was dealing with just all our leaders and all of that shit, man, and motherfuckers who wanted to separate. Malcolm X asked to separate. We need our own shit to go separate, because when we had our own shit, that's when we progressed. Now, when niggas got an opportunity to give it up after integration, when integration came in, they only integrated to take the economics. That was it. Once they integrate and they traded that white bitch for the economics. That's what it looked like. Because and like I say, man, when I was hustling, when I was doing my thing, man, all my customers was white folks. And some of them niggas, man, I grew relationships with, bro, that you know what I'm saying? I love them niggas forever. You know what I'm saying? I had a white boy named B, and that nigga used to call me his brother. He'd tell people, that's my brother. Don't we look alike? You know what I'm saying? He was a white boy. I cut it for them niggas, though. You know what I'm saying? Because when it was my birthdays and different shit like that, let them white boys not hear from me for 2-3 days, nigga. They gonna be calling, talking about, what's up? We need some bun money or something to come. Them niggas had a different, you know what I'm saying? That shit was different. And I appreciate it.
You have like an old soul or something. Like you serving all the white boys and shit. You weren't serving the black motherfuckers.
I ain't taking the shit back to the community like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had a lot of niggas overdose on me too. You know what I'm saying? And I went to one of them funeral because that shit really hurted me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's real life. What's up, man? We got Main Boxing and Jimmy Collins on the panel, man. Turn up. What's up with it?
What's up?
Man, can't call like a blind referee, man, but I'm gonna try to get in the game.
Run it. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Goddamn, man, you been riding late, nigga. That goddamn, they got the quarantine over there.
Hey, I ain't been to work since like the 13th, bro.
Nah, not you, Jimmy. Man, what you say, man?
I said I ain't been to work since like the 13th, bro. I've been taking a couple of days off. I got like 560
Oh yeah, you did
hours, so
say
I've
that
been
shit.
riding them shits out.
You did say that shit. All right, turn up, man. What y'all got to add to the bill?
Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and be gracious, man. I'm a guest here, man. Go ahead, y'all take the floor. I just want to hear what y'all got to say.
Turn up, man.
All right, fuck it. I'm gonna go in, man. Let's listen. I think like when it comes to this being pro-black and dating outside of your race, I believe like Top Cat said earlier, man, self-preservation is important. And if you believe in being pro-black and you also got to preserve your own race. Them other people look at it the same way. Them people preserve their race. So when we look at it, have you ever heard a white or a non-black person say they're pro whatever their race is? They don't, but they act upon it. So why? I wonder behind the scenes, are they having the same conversations we having? I don't think they're having the same conversation. I think it's a silent code in their own race to just straight up be pro them and do what they got to do to preserve their own race, whether they say it or not. So
main boxing biker. I want to cut you off right now. You know what they have behind the scenes that we don't have? They have an aura. The fact is, they're just gonna treat each other the same way. Like it's not hard for them to get along, bro. We need to learn how to get along. In my opinion, like when I come on all y'all platforms, I love you like a brother, man, boxing biker. But when niggas start acting stupid, that's when we have problems, bro. If we can all just understand that we're gonna disagree, but we know we got each other's back, and we know we trying to help each other get money, that's when shit work out. That's just my opinion, bro. Like niggas need to stop being so fucking like petty, bro.
I feel what you're saying, but I feel like to rebut what you're saying, it's like you got to understand when they stack us in the environment in a situation where we got to battle against each other to get the wealth, and then not only we got to battle against them, but they put us in a situation where we got to battle against each other, and then they won't promote all of us. They'll just pick and choose some of us to promote and have us now to the point where we got to damn near take your other man's head off just to get to the level that he's at. We all can't eat. They make it so that we all can't eat. You feel me? So that's what I got to see on that.
Well, let me ask y'all this, from what you guys are saying, right? Or let me say this, excuse me. I went to a function out here in the state of Washington. There's a function that goes on monthly called Conversations with the Streets, right? And it was a beautiful brother.
Who's this talking, y'all? I need to know who this is talking.
Oh, this is James Collins.
Oh, I don't know him. Okay, cool.
So it was a conversation that happened monthly. It's called Conversations with the Streets. And there's a brother who was in the movie Hidden Colors. I want to say 2 or 3 by the name of George Fraser. So George Fraser was there talking. And he was talking about Black economics. And he was sitting there saying, listen, y'all, we're at a point now where we can't collectively focus on other groups. And he said, here's why. I've been around at these Fortune 500 companies. I've never heard Jewish people focus on Black people, Mexican people, Hispanic people, because they're only focusing on Jewish people. I haven't been around Mexican people and they're focusing on Black people. They're focused on white people. They're only focused on Mexican people. It's not till I get to us where we're focused on these trivial things. If you think about Africa, and I don't want to get in deep into history like that, Africa was colonized not due to lack of infrastructure, but it was due to infighting. So now if the Tutu is fighting this group, listen, we have guns. We'll help you colonize the Tutu. Take our guns. And then unfortunately, once they colonized the other group, they said, okay, cool, now we have them enslaved. Well, you guys are weak here. We're going to enslave you. Unfortunately, there's too much infighting. That's why Africa systematically is failing now. How is the richest continent minerally the poorest continent economically? It's due to infighting. So when it comes time now, brother, these conversations about if you date white, you date this. I'm not an advocate of Umar, but I love what he said. Listen, being Black is a twofold process. I don't care if you're Black biologically. I've met many East Africans who were Ethiopian and Somali who thought they're better than niggas. You guys can eat dick 6 ways to Sunday. I'm focused on the second part what Umar talked about. Are you Black psychologically? If you're both of those, then man, we're gonna move in one accord. We're gonna get this thing back to the point where we can create a new Black and a new Black Wall Street. But if you can't be able to do something like that, then man, there's nothing we really can do with you.
Hey, now that's a good point right there that you touched on. That was something that I caught from what Blue was saying. Um, Mental. It got a lot to do with mental. You know what I'm saying? Your psyche. And I mean, you can just talk to Blue pro black all the way. You know what I'm saying? A nigga, he get it. He understand it. He embodies the culture. And when you're dealing with a lot of these niggas though, you know what I'm saying? They not fucking with this white woman. They go get this white woman as a trophy or a symbol of freedom, or that they made it, or they gained some type of success in the white man culture. Look, in my documentary, The Making of African American, I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna walk them down and how it started taking places, right? When them white folks started, when they was living and building their communities down there in Georgia, we'll take Georgia for example, right? We'll go all the way back to the early 1800s. When these people start coming in who hijacked the tribes and started becoming the 5 civilized tribes and all of that. I'm not talking about these Filipinos and shit. Oh, y'all niggas better get ready. I got a bill coming for you niggas that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it all in the making of an African American though. I'm gonna put it all up in there though. And I'm gonna show y'all what happened for all these niggas who always say that we went Indian. I'm gonna go ahead and put all the information out, and I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna walk it down. Y'all know how I do. I put a beginning, middle, and the end to it. But the point I wanted to touch on that, when white folks started coming in and building their little societies down there, man, the Cherokee, I told y'all, 1825, they created a law where they didn't have to marry black women no more in order to be considered Indian, for the kids to be Indian. 1825, they started marrying white women, and now these white kids were able to get the same sovereignty to the land and shit. All right, now what happened, you had black people that lived amongst them in that era too. And they were frowned upon if they went back and fucking with these niggas, right? This is how English started becoming them niggas' first language over the Muskegee language down there in that part, right? Now, them niggas, now, it still happen today. You know what I'm saying? If you get pulled over, you got a black and a white cop, who gonna show their ass? That's for the pound.
Black cop.
All right, then. Why you gonna show his ass, man?
Because he want to show that he down with the cause. He want to show that hey, look at me, boss. I feel the same way you feel. I don't fuck with these niggas either.
No doubt the black cop, because I kind of feel like sometimes that like I can kind of get pushed into like thinking like I gotta show the black dude like what the fuck's going on. Like not really, but like think about it. Like when we working around in a regular world, sometimes we kind of like may check our brothers. Like, you know, we might check our brothers, yo. I'm gonna keep it real, yo. Like when you're working out there in society, sometimes like if you see a new guy around, you might check your own fucking brother, bro.
You a cop?
You know, that's why I never respect when niggas do certain shit in front of white people.
No,
you know
man, I'm just saying, yo. I'm just saying, like.
No, I'm talking about like it's certain shit, certain things that take place. Like if we arguing in the house, you ain't finna go outside and goddamn be talking to the niggas outside and shit about what the fuck we got going on in the house. You know what I'm saying? And when niggas, niggas get around white folks, bro, they have to show this nigga that they loyalty is to them. And that's what pulled away. That's the separation. That's the mentality that Umar was talking about. That's the mentality that Blue Blood was talking about. So it is a difference. You know what I'm saying? And goddamn, what 78 said earlier, I know when certain shit go down, I'm not calling certain people. Why? He was talking about the mentality. And niggas took it a whole different way. Because at the end of the day, it's about who gonna fight. I'm talking about for us. Who gonna fight? Because when the red sticks, the Lord Yamasees, when they fought, nigga, you had the niggas when they fought with the white sticks, nigga, black niggas, huh? And when they let them niggas in, you go to the Battle of Horseshoe Bend, nigga, when them niggas burnt their own family and friends up in that motherfucker, nigga, and they showed them niggas where they was at. That type of shit, bro. And so, yes, man, it has to be a call. It has to be a sense of loyalty, goddamn, for our people. While we the only ones got to goddamn practice unity, it's that fucking Christianity too. Okay, because that Christianity fucked a lot of you niggas up. That's that shit right there. That a lot of niggas side with that motherfucking white boy too. This goddamn religion. And niggas always talking about they don't see color, and that they don't. Why? Because the Jesus Christ they gave niggas was a white boy with bangs, a fucking brunette with bangs, nigga. And that's why niggas don't see color. Gonna keep that shit real. That's why you niggas don't be seeing color.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fucking fact. You feel me?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo. Every day I come out the house, I see color because I know I'm black and I know that I'm around a bunch of white people. But at the same token, at the same time, I realized that like those are my people when I look at them. You see what I'm saying? Like I know who I am. You see what I'm saying? And I know what's more important to me. And that's the shit that I hate. That's why I elevate towards the LWC so much, because I can relate to y'all more than I can relate to anybody I'm around, because I know who I am. You see what I'm saying? So like me being pro-black means that I know who I am. You see what I'm saying? Like I know that y'all come first. You see what I'm saying? Like I know that for a fact, bro. You see what I'm saying? I know that for a fact because that's in my blood, bro. That's in my fucking blood, man.
I gotta say this. I ain't colorblind. I just let my color shine. I may be switching up the energy, brothers. This is Jimmy talking. I believe in being a realist, right? You know, so I was young in high school, and I lived in I was going back and forth from Chicago to Wisconsin, right? And so when I moved out to I was in Long Beach, and I was talking to like my mentor, and he was asking me, the type of women I was dealing with, and I was like, you know what, I don't really deal with white women like that. And he said, why is that? And I said, white women, is just how I felt at the time. I gotta be honest. I said, white women are like white shoes. They get dirty too fast for me, right? So we laughed. We shared the little laugh or whatnot. And he said, let me just tell you something, right? And he was somebody who was very well known. They made a documentary about him. He was in a movie about, how do I say this without putting out too much information? Well, he was arrested. It was documented. He was arrested for pimping, right? And he said, look, I'll tell you this, right? When it came to me in the game, and he was saying this from a biblical perspective, he said, and then we talked about the Bible. That's why I say I might take the conversation a little bit differently. He said, the Bible says, be careful how you entertain strangers, for many people have entertained angels unaware. So with you sitting there saying that you're not going to mess with no white woman, you might be blocking off blessings. Have I dated a white woman? No, I haven't. But I understand now that, brother, I'm blocking 0 blessings. And if she lays down with me, she's going to understand the direction in which I move, what I'm passionate about. I can fuck less about how anybody else outside of our relationship.
Speak.
That's how I'm moving with it, because my blackness is not predicated upon who I lay up with. If that's the case, there's plenty of quote unquote pro-black niggas. But you and I both know they ain't doing shit for the community, nor they care about the community.
Speak.
So that shit, I don't even concern. That shit's trivial to me. Nigga, what are you doing with the community? Nigga, I'm so thorough with me, and I feel so confident how the shit that I've done for the community and will continue to do for the community. Nigga, I bring a white woman to the Ladies Soul Awards and dare somebody say something to me. That's how I'm moving with mine. And that's it. I know you King got something powerful to say, but I just wanted to put that out there.
Man, you laid that shit out perfectly. I like how you stated that.
Yo, salute boxing conversation with Reggie Owens, man. I appreciate everything that you do, yo. You come from different dynamics when you talk about like what's going on in this world, man. I appreciate all your content, yo. I'll catch it all the time. Trust me. I might catch some of it, but I catch most of it. Just like Legendary Topcast, man. Like you guys, like y'all like built for what we need to know. Like young people mainly. We older, but like I look at it like this, like what y'all put out is really great content for the young people to understand that shit. I'm gonna do a build with my son tomorrow, yo. We're gonna do that shit at 1:30. I'm gonna do an upload though. I'm thinking about like hooking up with you, Reggie Owens, to give me some pointers on how to conduct the interview. You see what I'm saying? With my son. He had to come from Florida because of the corona thing, and then now he's back in Atlanta, but he's still working out. He's not going to graduate this year, yo. He's in the 12th grade. He's not going to graduate because of the coronavirus. But he's going to do the online classes, even though he was going to get a scholarship to go to college. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Deep. It's deep. I got to figure out how I'm going to make sure that he still gets supported. I want to make sure that because if he tell me he's doing push-ups and he's still doing sit-ups every day, I'm going to make sure that I let him know there's people out here that support him. You see what I'm saying, Reg?
Right. Yeah, and I appreciate that, man. And you do that, man. I can't wait to check that out.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out, y'all. I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow at 1:30, and I'm gonna figure out how to go about it. but I do need to get some advice. So I might call a few people before I even decide to conduct the interview with him, just to ask them how to go about interviewing him. You see what I'm saying? Before I even upload it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, man. I'm just a mod, yo. I'm a mod on all social media. Like, so to me, like, I got a lot of subs, but I don't really even like look at my subs. It's like I'm thinking about him and what I think that hit is best for him, like to support him. Because I support a lot of people, but I'm trying to support him tomorrow. So I'm gonna figure that shit out. But like back to the conversation at hand, you know, I appreciate Main Boxing Biker and this bitch. Like, I ain't seen this nigga in a minute, but I love this nigga because I always listen to him. I listen to all of y'all, yo. Y'all my boys, yo. That's the way I look at this shit.
Salute. Hey, let me ask y'all a question before y'all. Let me ask y'all a question, right? Y'all can hear me? Yo, let me ask y'all, right? When we deal with interracial dating, right? Say a black man date a white woman, or a white woman, or a black woman date a white man. What do y'all think? Do y'all see any benefits in that?
Economic benefits.
But it should be benefits in all relationships. It shouldn't be predicated off that person being white. It should be the establishment of it just being surrounded by this bond. Too many people worry about what the outside world thinks about, even what family of I hear a lot of people in the comments speaking about how the white family accepts that. That's your bond. That family has shit to do with anything related to your love. Just like anyone who's outside of your love within the community having a say in how you guys go about establishing things. The man, and like how people spoke about this the other day about love between a man and a woman. The man, that's what was a heated topic the other day on Fred's channel. The man is supposed to be the king of that bond, of that sacred bond. He's supposed to lead, whether she's white, Chinese, black, whatever. She shouldn't step outside that. And there's also comes point when you got a woman who can't get in line with that, even when she white, you move on from her. You ain't bound to none of that shit. And that's like even with me, when I have been in relationships, my chick's family can't say a fucking thing to me. And sometimes me meeting their family doesn't mean shit. But a lot of families I come to meet and introduce myself with, yeah, the relationship build and it's cool, and I'm still cool even with ex families. But me meeting them and having to hear what they say doesn't mean two fucks to me, because our love shouldn't be destroyed or built based on what her mother says, her father says. If she loves me and I love her, that's what it means, regardless of what she is. But I ain't fucking with no chick just because she whites and I think it's a benefit, or white society will accept me. I can give two shits about fitting into white society. Not to hate white society, but that's not my side of things.
Well, go ahead. That being said,
that's the thing. Like, if you're in a relationship with somebody, like if you helping her, put it like this: if you with a white girl, which I am, like, she gonna understand that I am the king of the castle. At the same token, if the other person who I was with before didn't accept that, I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna figure out what's best for me. So I'm gonna still be dominant person in a relationship. You see what I'm saying?
Like, exactly.
It's not about a family. It's about like what I can do and what I can make happen from that relationship. Like right now, I'm struggling right now. Everybody got laid off, but at the same token, I still have a plan. So I'm still the dominant person in the family. You see what I'm saying? Like, so.
Now, with that being said, right? Are you saying that because you're the man in the relationship?
Yeah.
Now, what happens when a black girl dates a white man?
You know
that's between them. Just because too many people worry about who people fucking. If she's not with that white man,
Reggie, y'all not gonna act like that shit don't matter, bro. And people, parent, family, and shit don't be having no say in this shit, bro. That shit is real, bro. Now a motherfucker will cut them off from the resources. How many white women I get cut off from their family resources? Let's just keep this shit real, nigga. Either you gonna choose this nigga over us, nigga, or you on your own out there.
That's called begging. That's a begging motherfucker.
But no, no, it's not. It's not about what it's called. But we saying, is it a reality though?
It's a reality for some. It's a reality for
More,
some. Not no more or less because it's white women who reject that ideal with their family. That's the thing we got to understand. Other races have a deep attraction for black dudes, and they will walk away from their families, and that's a common thing that's taking place. Now, old white folks with these deep-seated hatreds and views, they're slowly starting to break away from that shit because we reached a moment to where there's no that you reach the point of no return, that a lot of you'll lose your relationship with your kids in this bond with your grandkids because you're so set in these ways. And as you age, you depend on people. Now you can rot away in hell and be left alone. But too many people get caught up in what the fuck white people think. Fuck what they think.
But
if
look,
that's the person,
it's not us giving a damn about what they think. It's the reality. Like, is it worth it to fuck with this bitch and her family not accept you? Her family talking about putting this hoe out on the street, nigga. So that means you got to go work extra harder, nigga, to take care of this hoe. You understand me? Because this bitch that chose you over her family. That's too much on the black. You can just take your ass over there and get a black woman, nigga, and go through the same goddamn struggle. At least it'll be a sense of comfort there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna let this bitch get put out in the name of love because she got hooked on this black dick. Like 7A said earlier, he was fucking a white bitch, nigga, and the hoe was racist. She just had a thing for, you know what I'm saying, getting popped. How many niggas are living in secret with these hoes, with these white hoes, though? How many of these hoes they won't even tell their best friend they fucking the nigga? You know what I'm saying? Now, when you go to the country and all of that shit there, and you will see a lot of interracial dating and all of that shit there in the country. Now, and why the niggas always got to get the ugly white hoes? Not all of them, but most niggas, unless you're a bodybuilder or some shit like that, right? But most of these other regular niggas, these niggas got ugly white hoes. Let's keep it real. And the white men
I can't let you.
And they be fat.
The clothes don't fit. I can't let you put them clothes on us.
Exactly.
Most niggas, I see it. Most niggas get the fat white girl. The white niggas don't even want themselves. They be like, take this bitch. She told anyway. Facts.
That ain't no damn facts. All these pretty. Listen. All these pretty white bitches want black motherfuckers. Even during slavery, we going to slavery on plantation. What was these white women doing? Sneaking the fuck up out of there, having these damn black children. But due to their ignorance and thinking that white dominance, that this kid will remain white, and they start seeing as time goes on, the melanated complexion starts to set in on these kids, and now the secret is revealed. White folks have this attraction to us, and not the ugly white women. All white women do. All Asian women, all Latin women, all Indian women. And this is why these dudes take it to these extremes. And the other reason why where you're speaking about how other races don't play into that mixing is because other men and other races of man, they don't have the freedom of flowing and dealing with other women like we do. We're the only ones who can bounce around from race to race to where these women become very accepting of us. Indian men can't go around fucking with black women. Culturally, they're lame. A lot of Asian dudes, so not saying all Asian dudes, some Asian dudes have culture, but the kind of a rigid traditional type Asians who locked in on that racial type shit, they're too rigid and they can't intermix with anything. They're too boring. Us, on the other hand, black folks, we have freedom of choice. We have freedom of bouncing around, like Blue Blood was saying. We're the original man. Our options and the way we move is different. But when it comes down to a lot of black mindsets, a lot of black folks really ain't no fucking warriors. They may act thugged out and this and that and real niggerish, but they're only real niggas to their own people. But when it comes down to like I say, I only date black women. But if I had a white woman, I'll check the fuck out of her white father. I'll check her white brother, her cousins, all of them. It doesn't stop anything. If I built the bond because me and that woman done clicked on some shit, we relate on some shit, we make moves on some shit, then that's what that is. That's that love. But she doesn't stop me from my personal push of wanting to see where black folks go. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, bro. Check this out, right? Everyone wants. Huh?
Now I say turn up. I'm gonna go after you.
Yeah, check this out, right? I feel what you're saying, but this is what I get out of all of that. And from my experience in dating all type of different bros, I dated white, black, Hispanic, everything I dated, son. Let me tell you what I get out of all of that, right? They all wants to fuck you, but none of them can take you home and really settle down with you because the family don't accept you. Dogs, my kid is I have a son, bro, and
Talk
he's
that
with a
shit,
non.
man. Talk that shit.
Yeah, I have a son, bro, and he's with a freaking Indian. They're Indian. They're from Trinidad, but their descent is from India. Them motherfuckers is the same complexion as white people, bro. And check this out,
Wow.
son. They did
Wow.
not like from the day I met her. I've been taking care of her, doing everything right for her when the time the parents met me. From the time the parents met me, you know what they told me? The pops put me to the side and he said, I wanted her with a nice Indian boy. And I'm like, motherfucker, what does it matter? I'm the nigga. Nigga, I done paid your bills before. I done paid bills in your house before I moved her out, bro. I paid bills in your crib before you even knew who was paying the bills. But it doesn't matter. You feel me? So it got to the point where in the end, when this nigga was on his deathbed, the nigga finally succumbed to realize that, yo, this nigga is a real nigga. He took care of my daughter and my grandson until this kid was about. He died when my son was about 9. My son is 12 now, so he died a few years ago. This nigga hated me all along, just for no reason. I paid bills, I helped them out, I did everything for them. I took care of his daughter, I made sure everything was right. Did not like me, bro, and all because I was black. And this motherfucker looked like a fucking Taliban, like a white Taliban. And I always tell him, motherfucker, these white niggas that you sitting here caping for, they hate you more than they hate me because at least they know I ain't gonna blow some shit up. They look at you like a fucking terrorist, but he didn't give a shit. So
let
that's
me
respond. It's
Hey,
not
hold
about
on.
who dates you. It's
Now go finish, man. I was gonna
Yo,
go.
man, yo, let me say something.
yeah.
Main box
It's
to
not
box.
about who dates you. It's about who can take you
You're not
home.
gonna make me forget
Oh, wait, hold on, Rob. Let him go.
Yeah, what I'm saying is not about who dates you because they all want to fuck us, like you said. It's true. They want to fuck us. They all want to fuck us. It's about who can take you home and who can really settle down with you and who's willing to let their family bring the wealth into your family and build that shit together. Most of them ain't willing to do that. Only time we really win is when, matter of fact, only time they really fuck with us is when we got the wealth bringing into them. When we got the wealth bringing into them, they fuck with us. On the other end, if you're on the same level as their children or whatever, and you don't got no major wealth to bring in, they don't fuck with you, dogs. That's the fact.
Hey, let me get this out real quick. Hold on, let me get this out for requires on.
Man, go ahead. Fire off like Uzi.
Before we get away from what Reggie said, a lot of shit Reggie was saying was true. That's true. But you know what? It's not that these niggas are too lame to actually settle down and be in a relationship with these women. A lot of these niggas look at it like this here. With the pro-black concept, like 7A was saying earlier, you can go fuck these other bitches in these races. Niggas have desires. You burn them out. I want to see what that pussy feel like one. But when you goddamn start, all right, I'm finna go commit to this. You know what I'm saying? And then now you are out, you're breaking the code now. And what these other races do, they go out here and fuck these women. They even pay them, pay these black hoes. You know what I'm saying? Come out here and fuck them, but they going home to their motherfucking family, bro. Because that shit right there mean more to them than a goddamn pussy. They don't look at the world as no fucking unity. Can we all get along? No, that bitch fine. She got a big ass. I'm a papa, and I'm gonna take my ass home to my conservative ass wife. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, hey, I want to play something real quick, man. Y'all Reggie, y'all get y'all's off real quick, and then I'm gonna play something. Hey, y'all hit the like button out there. Hey, there you go right there, Omega Red.
Yeah, but my thing. Oh.
It tap the cash. Bang the cash.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
What's your name in the yellow shirt, King?
Oh, Main Boxing Biker.
Okay,
call me Main. Just call me Main.
Okay, Main. Okay. In regards to what you said, King, and I mean this not with any malice, but I'm just saying it, King, just looking at it constructively, right? If I met an individual and her father felt as if I was inferior and I wasn't, you know, the prototypical person he was looking for his daughter, well, then this let me know through the gate that this broad knows her family, type of family I even want to deal with, because I refuse this. I refuse to belittle myself for some little broad and her fucking family, especially some Trinidadians. I had that experience when I was going to the Dominican Republic. This is a third world island. And you think because you look fine as hell and you got some titties and some ass, and I'm gonna sit there and reduce the man I am for you? What I look like? And you sleeping in a fucking shack, and your family feel that since I'm not Dominican, I'm a gringo, that you're this. No, you got the game twisted. The value comes with you, King.
Hey, but James, that's personal opinion.
Let me just last part off one second. So if the value comes with you, you understood your value. Who gives a fuck what her and her family felt? And she honestly even let her father come at you. Now I'm looking at her like she lost her fucking mind. Go ahead, Kings.
Yeah, and I want to respond to that.
At the time I was about 21, right? I'm 36 now. At the time I was 21, and also I am too. I'm Caribbean also. I'm Guyanese and Trinidadian.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, so when you say the third world country and all of that, that don't really make a difference to me because I'm from that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't move to America till I was about 9 or 10 years old, about between 9 and 10 years old.
Did you look down on Americans though?
What?
Did you look down on Americans though? Or Black Americans?
Hell no. Of course no. Of course not.
That's why I said that because her father did. Go ahead, King.
He's been always good people.
No, her pops was an Indian dude that feel the way white people feel about black people, dark skinned people. Because in the islands, in the Caribbeans, I don't know if you know, in the Caribbeans, even in the Hispanic community, colorism is a real thing, bro. The dark Hispanics face the same criticism as black people face against white people in America. They all based upon colorism. You look at the novellas and shit like that on TV, all the news channels and shit, the Hispanic news channels. They don't. The dark skinned people don't get no play in those countries for real.
But
so it's the same shit. This shit is worldwide, bro.
And let me respond to the question of like parents hating you and all this. But this is where pride comes in, and this is where it comes in to being a man and standing up. Even speaking about other races, parents hating us. There's black parents that may hate us the same way. My brother, through my adopted brother, who's like in his 70s now and shit. But my brother coming up when he's dating his high yellow ass wife, and this is why I spoke about black folks deal with this colorism shit as well. All this, some people play with it. I'm team dark skin, team light skin. Oh, the brown paper shit. This is the mindset that fucking defunks a lot of shit. But with my brother, him dealing with his wife, dating her parents did not accept him because my brother is dark as me. Wouldn't accept him. He couldn't even go in the house. This is the game they play. But his wife loved him. Her parents couldn't do shit to break her away from loving my brother. And my brother was fucked up with her because he's on some player shit at the time. But her loyalty and dedication to him, her parents couldn't do nothing to interfere that. And when these people came on their deathbed, even when they had a kid together, they were still fucked up playing in this colorism shit because their ideologies start to shape into the fray of wanting to be white. And also, matter of fact, what WB Du Bois call it, the double consciousness. These light-skinned people dealing with the double consciousness of on one end, wanting to be white, but also living in a world where black folks let them know that they're black. So they're dealing with this shit, and him having to deal with that. When they became of elder age and couldn't take care of themselves, it was his ass who took care of them, and he held nothing against them. But I always say this, man, I can give two fucks what a chick I'm fucking with parents think, because regardless of what they think, I'm still fucking your daughter. And that doesn't matter. And as long as she love me, she ain't being disrespectful and allowing her parents just to be upfront disrespecting me. Hey, I'ma still love her. If that's what the bond is, as long as there's no conflict between us, no other motherfucker's gonna break that. And that's what a lot of people allow, not even on some racial shit. A lot of people allow outside influences to fuck up their own relationships. Even you take race away from it. There's a lot of black people who relationships become fucked up because they let other people inject shit into it. Fuck what a family member thinks.
Hey, somebody come on.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Somebody got a playback in the back.
I said, what if you got kids?
Hey, what if they, like I said, my homegirl, she a Pakistani and she had a baby by my homeboy, and they don't accept the baby, right? Her daddy, he now look, he used to he number black people and niggas hustle in front of his store. He said he make money off of them every day. But when my homeboy started fucking and got his daughter pregnant, he kicked her out and disowned her, right? And really her older brother had a lot to do with it too, because her daddy was sick. And so he made the decision because he was the oldest, right? And so I remember they went back to Pakistan. She used to have to hide this little nigga because people couldn't find out he was black, right? The family was down with it. So what happens when you ignore that, Reggie, and then you end up having a baby with her and the family don't accept the baby? Is it cool to put the baby through? Is that okay to put the baby through? Or you know what I'm saying? Or would that be selfish if you just overlooked that and still had the baby in the name of love? And then we go let people go.
No, you love that baby regard. That's your baby. You don't give a fuck what other people think. You got black babies that still deal with the same hate. Do you love your black baby less and start having a lighter complected baby? No, you got to ride through shit. And that's what has to be done. Like, and also you can't rely on, even with her family, you can't depend or try to use her family as a crutch. You got to treat it as if they don't exist, as if you're going through privately and trying to build yourself up. It's about you, not them. And that's it. That's just the point of it. Fuck the parents. Fuck the friends.
Hey, hold on, we got Pretty Kelly go, man. We got the Queen online. We gonna show some respect for the Queen. How you doing, Pretty Kelly? You got the flow.
I'm good. Is it giving feedback? Can y'all type in the chat? Let me know, because I had to mute it. It was like so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Kelly, it sounds like you made.
I didn't want to have y'all on, but
it sounds like you made.
I'm just gonna say what I gotta say, and then I can mute it, and then I can hear y'all again. But to the guy who's saying that he has a white woman, and it doesn't matter what the family says, and it doesn't matter what the family thinks or how the family feels, that is so not true. Is static right now?
In the background.
Well, let me know. I just say this real quick.
Wait, Kelly, are you on the phone?
Okay.
Are you on the phone?
If your woman's mother hates black people to the point where she like is racist and hates niggers, like literally calls us niggers, how can you have a child with that woman and send that child to grandma? How?
Kelly, like you
how do you do that?
Kelly, black folks deal with that shit. What are you talking about?
Just because you're strong and you can deal with it, why would you put your child in that sort of predicament? And another thing, I don't give a fuck what they say to your face, what they say around you, how they might make you feel. As you know, dining room table talk is totally different than what you hear and what you see. And a perfect example, my ex-husband went to Oklahoma State. I went to Oklahoma State with him. I was around nothing but the football players. And at the time, this football player, Justin Blackman, was with a white girl. We all was sitting in the living room. And she said, my father doesn't care if I'm with a black man. He loves all people. I said, yeah, call your daddy right now and let him know. Does he know about Justin? No, he don't know about Justin. I said, okay, call him and put him on speakerphone. So she called him. She goes, hey, daddy, I don't know if you know, but I've been posting or whatever. You see, I have a boyfriend, right? And he's like, no, I haven't been up on your social media. You got a boyfriend? Oh, okay, that's nice. That's cool. What's his name? Justin. Oh, okay, cool. So tell me about him. Well, I know it's not going to matter anything, but he's black. That motherfucker went off. Black? A nigga? You going to bring a nigga? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then she goes, oh, I thought you liked Justin Blackman. You would always talk about his plays. Then he goes, whoa. Justin Blackman? Why didn't you say that? Oh, so it's cool when it's pro football player about to enter the league, Justin Blackman, but just the nigga is that's the problem. Come on, bro. Like I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck what they say to you, how they put it out there, whatever the case may be. You are a nigger, period. Like, period. Call a spade a spade.
Hey, and they honkies. And they honkies. You that weak to worry about what they say.
All one bullshit. Do me a favor, go preach that shit to them. They're the ones that need to hear it. We good? We've been down with being friends with everyone.
She can't hear.
When are we gonna get enough to give out hugs and getting kicked in our fucking faces? When is enough? When the fuck does it stop? I don't know. So that's all I'm gonna say for now, and then I'm gonna mute it.
All right, but to me,
hey, I want to play something real quick, and then we're gonna continue it, man. This is a clip from Roland Martin and Dr. Umar Johnson. He posted back in the game about interracial dating, and they brought him on and had something to say, man. We're gonna check a little of this out.
Also, during that interview, you talked about a variety of issues that also got people.
Hey, can y'all hear it? Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
Everybody on the panel can hear it? All right. Hey, hit one in the chat if y'all can hear it, or if it's too low, that's the loudest mic can go. What's up, Misunderstood? I see you, family. Hey, y'all drop a one down there. I want to make sure the chat can hear it. Okay. We got one. Well, James, calling your ass on the panel, nigga. Oh, no, that's Jimmy on the panel. All right. We're going to turn up then.
Talking. One of them dealt with your views on interracial marriage.
Yes, sir.
And so, so explain that for folks who did not hear it.
Certainly. Simply put, any black man who is with a woman who's not an African herself is going to have a difficult time getting respect from me. I believe black men need to be with black women. The black family is under attack. Only 1 out of every 4 black women gets married. The black woman is last likely to get married. She's the last married, the first divorced. We have 2/3 of our children being raised by working class and impoverished single black female-led households. The destruction of a nation begins in the home of its families. And if we want to save black people, we have to save the black family. And in order to do that, black men have to commit themselves to black women.
So when you talk about not getting your respect, so if that's the case, you're saying President Barack Obama to get your respect because his dad married a white woman?
Oh, not at all.
With Harry Belafonte?
Not at all. I want to be very clear about something. As Pan-Africanists, the product of an interracial union is an African. I have heroes who are biracial. Some of the grandfathers of Pan-Africanism were of mixed racial ancestry. You don't blame a child for how they got here.
But I'm asking you this here. Harry Belafonte is a white wife. No respect for him?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your social status.
No. I didn't say social.
Okay, so I think this was some of the points that was taking place with the callers on Fred channel, and it's after this shit. After they finish this little bill, we'll open up and y'all can let me know y'all thoughts on that. So I think this is what they were saying. You know, like when a lot of brothers were saying, like, what's going on? What you doing for the community? What if I did X, Y, and Z and this and that, but I still chose to marry a white woman? Will it still be accepted?
One who put the work
right, but you put him out.
No. I'm asking you. So Harry Belafonte,
yes, sir.
Sidney Poitier, Julian Bond, Vernon Jordan,
and you're naming all them to say what?
No, these are all African American men who have
done some good things.
No, they married white women. But you said any black man who marries a white woman will not get your respect.
Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
And what I'm telling you is this: I don't care who you name. I don't care how much work you did for black people. Your greatest commitment to black people is being committed to a black woman. It is still a contradiction. No matter how much you think you did for the struggle, if you really were concerned with black people, you would have committed yourself to a black woman. So it doesn't matter how successful they are. It doesn't matter how great you may claim them to be. At the end of the day, you didn't think enough about your own people to marry a woman who looks like you.
Frederick Douglass.
All right. So, man, what's y'all thoughts on that, man? Turn up, said who first? We can go left or right.
Shit, I'll go. Or who somebody want to go first?
All right, turn up.
Yeah, I'll go. But let me respond to what Kelly said, because I thought it was bullshit about worrying about what other people. No. Let me hit on that shit, let me say something, because I hate weak shit. Worrying about white folks calling you a nigger, this and that. I can call them honkies, and all that other shit. So, all right. Yeah. So back to him speaking about, this is what it was about interracial things, and I remember this one. And Roland Martin was pulling a bunch of coon shit during this interview, and they brought him on there. But look at Dr. Umar's situation when it comes to what he stands for. The people tearing him down are black folks who paint him as being a fraud. I like everything that he speaks about. I just don't agree with taking someone away from their contribution to blackness and this and that, being that they married someone on the outside. Even with Harry Belafonte, that white woman who's with him, she understands the cause that Harry Belafonte stands for. And he's a true writer when it comes to blackness. Same thing with all the other black folks that he's named who has been for the causes that have been married for white women. Those white women, when they get in these situations, they know the deal. They know they don't interfere. And these white women don't step in the way of what these black men represent. And just like it was even mentioned, when it comes to many black causes, many of the black causes, there have been white people that have fought on the side behind with the causes, because once again, not all white folks follow the same ideology. There's a deep divide amongst white people as well. But when it comes to our situations, they're not at the lead. What's that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so all of them, you just can't paint all white folks in the same position. Like I say, I'm a South Central baby. There was a killer in my neighborhood, well-known gangster killer. You listen to Kev Mack, you will hear folks talk about this cat. There was one day some white folks, I think, driving down the street. I'm a young kid, maybe 10 or something. And in my mindset, because I'm since I've been a kid, I always been on some like pro-black, borderline revolutionary type shit. I'm probably like 9 or 10, and these white folks driving down the street. And I'm like, man, get your mother effing white, blah, 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 saying all type of little racial epithets. And the dude, his name Nut, he look at me, I call him Peanut. He look at me, he in the car. He like, hey, young soft-spoken dude. But I know him, vicious ass motherfucker. Hey, youngster, come here. You come here right now, youngster. So I walk over the car, fearful as shit. And the thing he speaks to me is the thing that always stuck with me, is that you don't paint everybody into these positions of this mindset of thinking that they're hateful, because it's going to be other people who don't look like you who are going to do more for you than your own kind. Where we come from, who are the folks that's doing the most to us, who we weren't worrying about driving up our blocks, shooting at us, who we have to defend against with violence. The ones we take this ill-ass aggression towards is the ones who look like us. A lot of shit that affects the communities we come from, the relationships we build in, ain't always from white folks. Yeah, we deal with the suppression shit, but also internally, we deal a lot with our own conflicts to where we destroy shit because our minds become so weak to shit. You got to take everything into context of what it is. Just because someone's with someone opposite of them doesn't add them into being a sellout or whatnot. You got to find where that relationship comes from. Some dudes who date with white women are true ass sellouts because they think they speak down on black women, like them SYBM cats, speak down negative about black women, this and that. But if you find attraction to them, then that's what it is. My mind's so open. Like I state, people may think I'm a person that's with a white woman. No, I only date. But my mind is open to where I don't stay closed-minded and caged in. For the brilliance that Dr. Umar shares, he shuts himself off when he thinks like that. But Umar's biggest challenges with great shit about doing is the challenges from coming from black folks. And that's the six-sided shit. Even with him with Pan-Africanism, the story of what ultimately destroyed Marcus Garvey, his own fucking people. But that's all I got on that.
All right, we're gonna pass the mic. I'm gonna say this here on that though. At the end of the day, everybody greatest enemies is gonna come from their own people. Every race, every group, they greatest, they all have infighting in their own personal problems. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna use that to say that my mama, a black woman, you know what I'm saying, wasn't good enough to me, that I didn't see that in a black woman. I wanted that, what I seen in my mama, that's what I wanted as a black woman. That's who I wanted to represent me and goddamn to keep the cycle going. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I was raised on different principles. And a lot of you Indians out there, goddamn, your mama told you, if she can't use your comb, don't bring her home, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna tap into nigga personal life, you know what I'm saying? Because all of us make mistakes out there, goddamn. But I feel what you're saying on that, man. And for us grouping everybody into one, that would be some ignorant shit to say. Cause like I said, man, I had some white homies who goddamn them niggas did some better things for me. But when it came to a goddamn fighting, I had to understand. I remember we got pulled over one night. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga who had a lot of respect for me, you know what I'm saying? He was a white boy, nigga, but he got a pass and he knew he was gonna get a pass. You know, cause that nigga said, "Give me everything," huh? And he put it in his pocket, cause he knew they wasn't gonna fuck with him. And them hoes hemmed me up and everything, nigga, cause they smell weed in the car. You know what I'm saying? So it's still an understanding of who you are in this world, nigga. That white man to tell your ass back in the game, nigga. We gonna put him back in his place. You know what I'm saying? You's an uppity nigga. We gonna put you back in your place. So it's still about everybody on the board understand who they are, where they are on the board. And that's a reality. They don't have to say it. Now, as black people, we have to say it because a lot of our people often forget the shit. You know what I'm saying? Or thinking because we're in a different time that shit didn't change. Ain't nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? Ask OJ, you still a nigga. Hey, somebody else grab.
Yo, Topcast, this is all I want to say, yo. Like, we can all build together. Like, I don't really care, like, if I got a white girl on my side. I know who I am. So I look at it like this. If I'm with my brothers, I'm with my brothers. Like, building is all about, like, community is all about, like, what you stand for and what you believe in. That's pro-black. If you building, like, a whole town or a whole city, y'all doing it together as a unit. You know what I mean? Like, you understand who you are in your development. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna call it development because I look at Main Boxing Biker. I ain't seen him in a minute, but I know who he is and I know how important he is. You see what I'm saying? Like, I look at all of y'all and I see y'all, and when I see y'all, I know who the real motherfuckers are. So, like, if I'm down, I'm down. So it's like, that's what a community is. That's what unity is. Like, you understanding, like, what you have to do for your people. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's just the way I look at it, yo. I'm just a mod, yo, but I know who my real friends are. You see what I'm saying? I know who the real motherfuckers are. You see what I'm saying? And I'ma always support y'all. That's the way I look at it. And I hope y'all always support me.
That's a fact, bro. I agree with you, man. I agree with everything you just said, bro. And, you know, when it comes to some black dudes, man, I'd hate for some black dudes to be police officers because I could already see the way they would think and the way they would act towards other black dudes versus the way they would treat the white dudes. Now, when it comes to your ops, and I mean enemies and the person you got beef with, in some communities, in every community, matter of fact, your ops will look like you because you're in the same hood. If you're in the same neighborhood, you guys are going to commit crimes against each other. But what happens is that when black people commit crimes against each other, because we're all in a black neighborhood, they consider a black on black crime. What happens when white people commit crimes against each other? They don't say nothing. They just say it's a crime. So they always emphasize black on black crime when we do something against each other. But when crime happen in general with a white man against another white man, they just consider it a crime. So now the big thing that gets emphasized on the news and shit like that is black on black crime. So now it look like black people can't get it together. Black people can't get it together. Yo, I think black people's actually, at this point, black people is getting it together some way, shape, or form. We got the LDBC, we got communities that are working hard to get this shit together. And I back that shit. I support that shit. You feel me? Now, when it comes to the white on white crimes, they won't announce it. They just say it's a crime. So anytime I see on the news that they say, oh, this happened, that happened, and they won't specify the race, it lets me know everything I need to know. That a black person didn't do it. Because when a black person do it, they make sure they shout that shit out. And that's what's fucked up with society. We gotta change that.
I'm looking at the Brothers UK comment. Like, brothers, would you be building a community if you were the only black man in that community? Yo, Brothers UK, like, I see you everywhere, bro. If I was the only black man in the community, if anybody else was around me, I hope we would build a community. That's what I would hope, that we would build that community and make sure that that community prospers.
Now, I think what he was asking is, oh, shit, damn. Man, I just tripped all the way out. Now, I think what he asking is, if you was the only black man in the community, right? If you married, you married into another people, and you were the only black man in that community, would that be building? You know, yeah. So, y'all want to touch on that? Anybody?
If a black man married, say a black couple married together, is that building? Is that what he's saying?
Be building that community if you were the only black man in that community.
Yeah, Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's building because now you get to build a community without white influence and how you should build.
No, man. Watch this here. He talking about me. You the marrying into these people, and now you the only
black man. Need to get his ass on the panel because we don't understand the question. We need to get his ass on the panel.
No, listen, I'm gonna break it down. Listen, all we gotta do is read it. Say, brother, would you be building a community if you were the only black man in that community? You see what I'm saying? So it's about yeah. So if you were outside the race and you were coming into, that means you were coming into another people. Would that be considered building if you're the only black man in that community?
If you can build, most definitely. If you hold your position of being who you are, anyone can build. I mean, you can have influence. You can have influence in the community as long as you're a part of that community. You're making your voice heard, and that spawns in a lot of communities where black folks aren't a predominant or maybe the only ones. After a while, you have to take on positions of being heard, having a voice and all that. If you sit quiet, you don't have no voice, you don't have no position, you're not trying to come up anything, then no, you can't. But that's why it takes.
Who would benefit from this building that you're doing over there?
Who would benefit? Anybody in the community. Anybody in the community. But look, communities change. Communities change. That's what you got to understand. When black folks start, but when black folks start moving in there, because we got to look at all the communities we live in. Even where you from, I don't even know much about the community you from. But you go back. No, I'm not talking about the current one. I'm talking about where you from. I'm pretty sure you're from all predominant black area. You go back 40 years. You go back 40 years. I'm pretty sure that was an all white community. But after some point, those communities begin to change. And if you have an influence, you supplanted yourself, you begin to change the dynamics of shit. Now you can change the dynamics being on some bad way shit, or you can change the dynamics being on some upward positive type shit. Anyone has influence depending on how well you use it. And a lot of people chose to use their influence in a negative way to destroy shit within the community, to destroy the representation. It's all about how you play.
I'm gonna give you that, Red. Right? I'm gonna let you give you that, right? Now I want y'all to understand something right here, because I think this is profound, right? That's why I put it up on the screen, because that was a badass question. Now the fact that it was actually an answer out there, I didn't even think it was an answer for the question. The fact that it was an answer for that question, right? Now this is the difference when we say pro-black. All right, it's a difference, because this here has no benefit to a black community or to a black generation or black self-preservation. That has no benefit to it. And so in order to be pro-black, it has to be benefits for black people in it. And so that's why I'll be talking about this. We can't go out here and vote for none of these people that these politics and shit if they don't have a black agenda, because there's nothing there to benefit us. It's nothing for us to prosper in. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what happened in integration. When we integrated, we got nothing. All these niggas wanted to do was ride in the front of the bus and get equal rights, equal this here. But in order to get equal this, you had to give up everything you fucking had. And now I'm not gonna hang your ass, nigga, when I see you walking through with a white bitch now. You know what I'm saying? And that's all we got. So it has to be a benefit for our people in order for us to progress. We can't just go love every goddamn body and want to change everything, bro, and we have nothing. You know what I'm saying? What? Okay, if y'all don't want it to be called pro-black, what should we call it for the black people out there who are saying, hey, man, we need to hold what we got until we get what we want, because every time we do open up our arms to motherfuckers, we end up with less than we had before they came in. What do we call it?
Unity.
Hey, and that's what I say, Topcast.
Unity.
That's why I say, what do the rest of the communities call themselves? Do they call themselves pro their community, or they just act upon it? They act upon it, I believe. They don't have these meetings where they're saying, oh, we're gonna make sure, oh, what are we doing to be pro-white, pro this? I mean, besides the Ku Klux Klan, besides them, the rest of the communities, I don't know what they're doing to say whether they're gonna be pro them or not. So therefore, it is not a problem for us to be having a conversation where we want to figure out, you know, we should be pro us, because we should be pro us, because you know what, we, according to American society, and what we're on the bottom of the totem pole, and everybody come here and feel that they're above us, motherfuckers that sit there. And that's the conversation I used to have with my kids' mom, family. I'm like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers from the fucking bushes. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, main boxing biker. I think Brothers UK is saying like when he came in the community, he was already working for the white man. Like, so he brought like the white man community to his own community. That's what I get out of it. Like,
nah, he was saying, because we talking about marrying in. That's why he said, he said I had it right. It was talking about a black man marrying into a white community. What benefit does that have a black community? Because we talking about pro-black now, meaning self-preservation, to preserving, to make sure, goddamn, that is a generation to have a black woman being with a black man, to make sure that is black babies in order to keep the circle of life going. Because if we start reproducing with our own, then what the fuck do we have? We have nothing. So it's a level of self-preservation there. That's why they segregated from niggas, right? Because of the one black drop rule. If this black nigga fuck my white daughter, goddamn nigga, then my bloodline is no longer white after me. Why? Because now they are producing black people now. You know what I'm saying? And so in order to preserve them, to make sure they generations live on and they even have a chance in the fight, goddamn, I gotta cut the line right now. And we gonna stay over here, y'all stay over there, and that's how it be. And black people, it's the only ones, bro. I don't understand that shit. We the only ones that want everybody to see it like we see it and all us get along, bro. They don't look at it like that. Like that nigga man said, I'm over here in Dubai, bro. These motherfuckers are slaves over here, literally slaves over here, bro. And then you see their ass in the States, nigga. They look at you like a nigga, like you ain't shit. And you get over here and they ain't shit. You get over, white folks ain't even shit over here. And that shit just tripped me out to see this shit and the way that they'll follow your ass around the corner store over there. And over here, nigga, you drop 2 pennies on the ground, nigga. They gonna bust their knees up to get down there to pick them up. You know what I'm saying? Like but that's the system in America. That's how Tyson Fury can go over there and be a gypsy in the UK, which is a slave over there, and he can come to the States and he can be a white man and he can talk shit about Deontay Wilder and look down on niggas and shit and get out of this shit treatment through this system over there in place, bro. And so I don't understand. We gotta see accepting that shit right there, bro, is to say I accept the white man system, bro. That's what it is. And then you got motherfuckers who will say, no, I oppose that. I'm unapologetic black. I know who I am. I know my position. The only way I can get out of this hole that we in is goddamn if we work together. You know what I'm saying? But if we ain't building each other up and we trying to go out here and help other motherfuckers build up what they have, what they done took from us, and they preserving it, and we got to come into them. That's why white women, most of the time, they don't fuck with broke niggas, because a white woman mentality different anyway. A lot of women love with their heart, and when they don't, we call them gold diggers. But a white woman to look at it as a business proposition, nigga, and let that white boy start struggling, nigga, she out of there. Huh? She calling her sister them. She finna go live with her sister them or something. They finna get her out of there. She not finna sit there and struggle with no black man. You ain't finna get that out of too many people. And you do have some out there, homie, because my partner Jason, he married to a white woman, nigga, and she been down by law. Well, she been down by law for him. But she took a lot of that shit they go through. She don't tell her parents now. That's why I say a little of that shit with the Latinos and other people like that. They so goddamn family oriented, man. A lot of time her mama would come there, nigga, and step and let her get sick or a headache or don't feel good. Her mama will come over there and cook for your nigga ass. You know what I'm saying? Her mama come over there and clean up the house.
Yo, Top Cats, great bill, yo. I'm gonna hop off, Top Cats. Great bill, yo. I appreciate it, y'all. I'm gonna listen. I gotta hop off. I gotta go do something.
All right, for sure, brother Ronald.
Yo, I'm still listening. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's keep doing this.
Respect, bro.
Hey, after you, let me hit a point after you finish, Top Cats. I want to say a point.
Yeah, man. So when I was talking about on the Latins, bro, it's different because a lot of they culture, they culture is similar to ours, meaning quote unquote Indian culture. You know what I'm saying? So they have a different way that they view family and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that nigga taking that Latin community, now her brother and them and shit probably don't like it, motherfucking ass nigga. But that's that white boy inside of them. But the mama though, you know what I'm saying, nigga? You mad, nigga? The mama will tell her you better go over there and make up with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they say the greater picture and all of that type of shit. So that's why a little of that shit I be leaning on it, and them hoes be fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, I don't really be understanding it with them white folks, bro, because they'll never understand your struggle. You know what I'm saying? And they'll actually be in a relationship with you, lay up with you, fucking you and everything, nigga, but they'll still look at black folks like niggas. You know what I'm saying? They'll lay there and take black dick all day, but will still look at your people, them, and all that type of shit as a nigga. The shit happens every day. You know what I'm saying? And they'll still judge you by your culture and all of that because that ain't nigga. It's culture at the end of the day. I don't give a damn what a nigga heart say and people saying, well, I should see this and see that, man. Culture differences, that shit is real. All right. And that's why motherfuckers come in, they try to oppose your culture or change certain shit. That was the whole reason for the civilization plan. They ain't like how niggas was living and all this type of shit. They ain't a lot of the custom and shit. They said it was voodoo or wicked. They burnt out with people in North Carolina under Salem witch trials and shit. You know what I'm saying? They were black Indian women. Nigga, that was your aunties and grandmas and shit. They burnt them, nigga, and called them witch doctors and shit because they were spiritual. What you would call women intuition, nigga. You would be running them streets. Your mama know you done got, and your mama done called your phone, nigga, because she can feel it. What the fuck you doing out there? You coming home, you go in there in them streets wild and shit, you going to your grandma's house or something, nigga. She just look at you because she know you been going through something. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, that's their intuition in us. And so a lot of that shit, other coaches, they don't be understanding that shit. It's a culture difference. So when a nigga say, ain't nobody gonna understand your struggle better than the motherfucker who done been through it with you. Damn sure not the motherfucker who put you in the situation, in the struggle in the first place. All right, turn up, Red.
Yeah, the thing I want to kick on when it comes to the black pipe, because it ain't always about what you produce and this and that. It's what you're doing with the seeds that you plant. And a lot of times what's going on with our community and the reason why the struggles continuously to be cycle is a cyclical nature in the way in which we kind of stay in the same, the same kind of idle standpoints. And that's due to us not progressing on some intellectual shit. We got to do more when it comes to the type of fruit we're producing. And that's just educating our kids to doing better shit, being greater shit. There's nothing no one can stop. We got to produce more people going into architectural, engineering, being in more of these high profile, high skill type positions and building our kids to feel confident, because everything about the world that we live in, this advanced world here in the United States, is about competing. You have to be able to outcompete. And ain't nothing no white kid can outcompete your black child, but a lot of black parents aren't instilling that shit in some of these kids. Other white kids, they go in there who come from these families who teach them and from the mindsets that they're above this and that. It's time for black folks to teach their black kids that they're above anyone, and never look down, never worry about what someone else feels about them, because they hold their heads up high because it's all about them. And when you develop intellectual kids who can carry themselves into any type of environment, ain't nothing nobody can do to press or stop them. And that becomes the uplifting of their own community. You start teaching economics amongst young black kids. This is the way that we push up out of this shit, because this is the things that have failed us, the things that we haven't learned. We always talk about what schools don't teach us. We've been the projects. That's what we are. A lot of the kids from the 80s, even the 70s, we've been the project of America, and they couldn't defeat us. We understand what the plan been against us. It's time to push our kids. Push them hard, man. Stop being friendly with these fucking kids. You ain't your kids' friends. You can be loving, and strict with your kids. Because all in all, your thing is to guide these kids into becoming the next leaders of this goddamn nation.
Hey, let me
yeah, go ahead.
So do you think a pro-black message, like my grandma set me down and gave me, do you think a pro-black message should go with that message that message of empowerment that you're speaking about right now? How much of a difference do you think a pro-black message, because that means the mind state, the conscience that we were just talking about earlier, that Blue Blood was dropping and 7A was dropping earlier, the consciousness. Now, do you think without that empowerment speech, a pro-black mindset should come with it?
Absolutely. And that's what my kids, I wish my kids is up right now. I'll give my son, who only 6, he probably could have did it at 4. He'll read every single comment that people are writing. I'll get him do mathematical type shit. Like I say.
The point that I'm saying, the love of your people, meaning that in this world, you are who you are. You're a black man in this world, and how this world view you in order to be a successful black man. Do you think a pro-black message, meaning, hey, my race first message, should come with that? And with
that's what I was gonna get into. That's what I was gonna get into, because my kids be on that shit. My kids are on that all the time. When it comes to when I take them to the store and they want shit, my kids wants black. When my kids see ignorant shit, in their mindsets, they don't view black people as doing ignorant shit. When they'll tell you, Oh, black people don't do that. That's what white folks do. But this is the mindset. When it comes to what I inject into them, what I feed them mentally, I don't shove them away from what's white. But what I make sure I inject into my kids is positive black images. Always.
Hey,
I keep, yeah, go ahead.
I had a question for Reggie, bro. Real quick. In what field do you believe black people make the most money in? And give me like at least a field or two where you think black people make the most money in.
And that's currently. I have nothing against sports. And entertainment is where black people make their money. But that doesn't say we can't cover all bases, because that's the 1% that gets into that. But we can cover every professional field, because in every professional field there's a high position black person within it, but he's an outlier when it comes amongst the demographics in those groups. We dominate sports, and then even say that we're the face of entertainment, but we're not the check writers when it comes to that side of the industry, and that shit has to change, and that's what I'm talking about.
Now you're saying you want your black kids to hold their head high. Black people should hold their head high. What happens when we hold our head high? We get fired. We get deemed insubordinate on the job. We get deemed a problem on the job. So you're saying we should hold our head high. Sometimes that causes more problems on the job, where they're looking at you as a difficult employee. They look at you as an employee that's being insubordinate. You feel me? So now in sports and entertainment is the only way we seem to succeed in life. Now, how are you saying that? Now think about the jobs in the job field. A lot of these major job fields that you're saying that we should be able to succeed in. Now, there's unions in these jobs. Who control the unions? These unions ain't controlled by black people for the most part. And even like you're saying, there might be a top black guy up ahead in the business and shit like that. That black guy might have a mindset of a fucking coon. That's why he got up there. Now you think that black man is gonna get a chance to get up there?
He ain't getting up there without it.
Of course. No, you can get through up there, but see, people are worried about showing at my job. I done had meetings to where it comes about people thinking I'm racist because of my pride in being black. And like I tell them, certain white folks who feel that that white is right and they live in this mindset that they've been built into, they gonna always feel I'm racist because I don't live in a white world. Like I stayed in the military. My thing when I got in the military, I told my white commanders, I don't kiss white people ass. I don't talk about blonde and whatever they call white girls with black hair. I tell them I ain't on that homosexual shit worrying about a woman's hair. I like red bone chicks, caramel complected and dark skinned chicks. This is my mindset, and my mindset ain't always rah, rah, rah. I come into shit on some intellectual shit. I can conversate with the highest amongst them. I can conversate with anybody. I ain't got to change the way I act. I ain't got to act all Carlton Banks like and then transition back over here and think I'm old dog or some shit. How I am amongst my people is the same way I'm amongst white folks. When I communicate, I don't think of them as being on no higher standard. I can move up. But when it comes to me getting my kid, like I say, my brother-in-law, who's from South Central, just like me, he had parents that pushed him. He's a biochemist, a top researcher in cancer research in America. If you're on my Instagram, you see Dowdy Jackson, that's who he is. And he doesn't call himself a doctor, none of that shit. But this is what he is. And he believes what he can do. We can do anything, but too many people get locked in. I think, matter of fact, a lot of black folks are afraid to compete within white society. That's the thing that has to shift with black folks. Everything is about competition. Everything is a fight. Nothing is given to you. Too many black folks worry about what white folks are going to give them. If you have the knowledge and education, you can do for self. Unfortunately, I work for a white company, but I make sure this white company going to treat me like they do any white folk. I'm going to move up in the company. I'm going to be paid well in the company. And that's what has to be supplanted with black folks. I ain't got to go in there acting like I'm about to shoot up the place or call some type of black mutiny and shit. You just going to respect me. We gonna conversate about it. If I got to go to the point to where I'm willing to lose this job over the disrespect, the lack of dignity, that's what I do. And I done that shit. I done in the military. I've done it going through police recruitment because they worried about comments I put, because I put in the comments, I don't date, what is some shit on my shit? I don't date white women, I only like black women. And they took offense to, that's just who I am. I'm gonna always be me. Can't nothing stop that, because what white folks can do in this country, I can do. That's why I'm worried about a white person calling me nigga, because I'm gonna call you a honky, or talking about hanging you. You got a neck too. I can get you hung too. You die from bullets as well. And that's just the way I am. You gotta fight for everything in this nation. And you can't talk, and people talk about folks being our enemies. How can you have enemies if you're not willing to fight? Therefore, they're not your enemy. They're just your your master if you ain't willing to fight them, because they ain't your enemies. And in this fight, you have to be willing to compete. Everything is about competition in advanced nations. Nothing is given. You have to be able, you have to put these kids in positions of higher learning and higher understanding, to where they're gonna go into these top level fields. And yeah, go ahead.
I want to say this on there, man. We're gonna go and shut it down, man. I know it's getting late on y'all then. Man, I want to say this right here. See, now we have to go back, bro. This is why being pro-black is important, meaning the code. Fuck the wording on it, because like y'all say, we all agree other races don't have to put a word on it. It's an understanding there. All right, it's an understanding there that goddamn they have to be on code in order to preserve what they had. Now, we sit here talking about is mixing with other motherfuckers okay. It might be okay for the other world, but it ain't okay for us. Why? Because men lie, women lie, but the fucking numbers don't lie. We can go back into 1865 doing Reconstruction. All right, we had all this shit here. We went and put it into the goddamn Freedmen Bank. Them hoes took over 57 million from us, for goddamn coming into their systems and shit, right? Fast forward 100 years to 1965, goddamn, we had civil rights. We had everything we fucking needed, and it was black owned and it was black funded. All right, we didn't have to compete with these hoes. We didn't have to do none of that because we had our own shit. But how we end up losing that? Because motherfuckers want to mix. And then in 2020, fast forward, we need a whole another 100 and 150 years to get back to what we was, what we could have already been. It could have been progressing, all this progression shit. We could have already progressed if we would have held what we fucking had and stuck to the code. But it was niggas wanted to go mix. That mixing shit do not work for you niggas. It put you niggas behind the 8-ball. You already in the country where you behind the 8-ball. Now we even further behind the 8-ball, and we are asked by society to pull our stuff up by our fucking bootstraps. Motherfuckers who took our land and shit won't even give us fucking reparations, but they can come pull $1 trillion, $2-3 trillion out they motherfucking ass for a stimulus package though. But we're in a society because goddamn we want to mix and bring unity, and can we all get along with other motherfuckers around here on code, nigga, and us out here not being on code and not being loyal to ourselves first got us around this motherfucker looking like some goddamn fools. All right, and now we still have the nerve to say that mixing is okay. Being with somebody other than a motherfucker who understand our struggle, who be forced to fight in our struggle. Like Umar said, in other races come out here, the black woman is the last to be married out of all the goddamn women. And that's not saying she's not better than these motherfuckers, but that's saying, nigga, that we lost. There is no value in it because we don't even value our own shit, because we see more value in these other motherfuckers. We see more value in other motherfuckers, and we don't have law. They took away from the loyalty from us being with our goddamn self. We go back in the 20s and the 30s census, nigga. Before the civil rights, we had more double parent homes than any fucking body. All right, that conversation about single parent house, that shit that wasn't even had back then, nigga, because we understood our goddamn like I always tell y'all, you get in the survival mechanism, nigga. Your ass gonna get in the survival situation. Well, you have to be self-preservation, then you gotta make it to the next day. I bet your ass know what pro-black is after that. You ain't got no choice. When you put in a situation where you ain't got no goddamn choice but to be with your goddamn people, nigga. And that's the only way you gonna win, and that's why everybody else winning, man. Y'all get some last words.
Bro, mixing is the least of black issues. It's the bottom of the issues. They ain't why we ain't progressing.
Now we pro-black, because we got to understand the conversation of the day, right? It was about if we mix, is it okay? And it's a lot of people gave flack to the niggas who said they was pro-black, but they not even understanding how much we lost for not being pro-black, not for us not holding the line for what we already had. Now we sitting here talking about conversations about what we need to get to and what we need to build up, and we not even supporting black business. We had black businesses, and why did it get taken away? Because we wanted to go mix. That's how, and it's nothing else on why we lost it, but other than we wanted to go mix. And then we still had a nerve to come have a conversation and say, is the shit okay? It's okay if we want to stay at the bottom level or owning less than 1% of the nation's wealth. Then it's okay. But if we want to really have something, then you're going to need your goddamn black woman like she going to need her goddamn black man.
All right, fuck it. Since he ain't saying nothing, I'm gonna answer. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, shit. The way I look at it, like, yo, black people need. I think being in a predominantly being pro-black is important. Being pro-black is very important to our community. We need to stick that way. We need to stay that way because it's important. Whites date us for what I call the triple F. Y'all know we got triple G, but I call it what we got, the triple F. They date us for fun, fantasy, and finances. We date them just because we look at them as a higher being, and a lot of times we look at them as like status. Most niggas date white bitches. Oh yeah, I got a white broad, and I feel like I got status for dating a white broad. They date us just off of whatever we can bring to the family. And when we date them and we come around their family look at us like, what this nigga have to bring to the table. Like they said earlier, I forgot who said it earlier. If you're not a pro athlete, you're not somebody popular, you're not a star, a movie star, or some bullshit. If you're not none of the motherfuckers bringing in a crazy income, you're not welcome, bro. That's the bottom line. And too many of us feel like just because, oh, hey, I'm a nice guy and I dress like Carlton Banks, I talk proper, nigga, you don't fit in still. They don't give a fuck what the fuck you bringing to the table if you ain't bringing finances to the table. So all that shit go out the window. So in the end, we need to stick to what we know. We need to stick to our own kind, and we need to uplift our black women. Too many niggas make money and bring it to the white community. All these fucking athletes that sit here and make all this money, bro, and sit there and go run to date a non-black woman, guess what? Within no time, a couple of years into the relationship, that white bro divorce you. Guess where all that money she take from your bitch ass go? Back to her community. Because after you, even if she date a black man, she ain't gonna marry him. So that money still sticks within her community. Look at the pattern. It's a pattern to this shit. They date you, take your bread, take it back to the community, and that's how they live. But now your bum ass broke. All these black athletes do the same shit over and over. So I'm saying, give a black woman a chance. You bitch ass niggas. You make money out there, you fucking athletes and all that extra shit. You athletes, you stars, you whatever the fuck you are. If you're making money, give a black woman a chance. I know you think she's argumentative and all this extra shit. Maybe she just have a strong point of view. That white woman, she ain't gonna argue with you, but she gonna fucking have a strong ass argument in the fucking courts against your bitch ass. So I'd rather deal with a black woman that's gonna argue with me in public, in person, in the home, and all that extra shit. Cuss me out in public, whatever she have to do. At least I know that she ain't gonna take me to the court and take everything I got. She's with me. That white woman that won't argue with you ever, that you sitting here saying she ain't argumentative, that's a woman that's gonna take you to court and take all your shit and bring it back to her white community, and that's the bottom line. That bitch will take all your bread right back to her community, and that's how we don't keep the wealth and the money within the black community. All these fucking niggas, Jordan, all these motherfuckers go to the white community and give their money away, because all these white bitches that they date leave their bitch asses. These niggas forget how they look. They think the money make them cute. That bitch gonna leave you and take all the money, nigga. That's all I gotta say, man.
Jimmy Collins, give us some last word.
I guess not. He probably fell off.
Oh, he must fell asleep.
All right, Red.
Yeah, man. This is a good conversation, man. I enjoyed it, but the biggest issue this race mixing shit is the least of black issues. The biggest issue in black folks is being supportive. Not being so the self-hate factor is the biggest issue amongst black folks. Not being it's just, man, I can go on for days about this shit because I identify what goes on. I'm from one of the most fucked up communities in this goddamn country. And I see a lot what goes on in our communities is what we do to ourselves. And it's needing to overstand ourselves. push ourselves, and that's what we gotta do. We gotta push into higher elevation. That's all this shit is about. Higher elevation and a better understanding of ourselves. And that's what it comes down to. And that's really all I got. But the mixing thing, being on a pro-black issue, I don't think it matters. But when it comes to the real issues of the black dynamic in America, it's the lack of fucking education. It's the deep level of self-hate, and probably the fear of progressing, of not imagining that you have a say-so or owning shit within this country. Sidestep what other folks think. It's time to lock in, stay tunnel vision, and give two fucks what anybody else think about you. You do what you want. It's time. That's what liberation is. But that's all I got.
Oh man, that's that's like an echo to me on my end.
All right, you good now?
Okay, gotcha. Well, y'all said a few things, man, King, that I kind of wanted to touch on. In regards to interracial dating, one be quote unquote pro-black, I just asked a simple question, King. What does it mean to be pro-black? When I ask people that question, there's no definitive answer. And to kind of broaden the scope, I've met plenty of East Africans, North Africans who within themselves there was tribalism. Oh, I'm Somali, I only date Somali. I'm Ethiopian, I only date Ethiopians. I am from Cameroon, I only date Cameroonians. So when I talk to them, they're sitting there like, look, we don't deal with African Americans. I've even met some Nigerians who felt that Black Americans were Okadas. So if I want to be quote unquote pro-black, how can I marry this person who wouldn't consider me or look at me as an equal? They look at me as a wild animal. So looking at all that different stuff, I understand that my blackness is not predicated upon who I sleep with. Because if that's the case, then where do I go from there? If I sleep Black, how does that mean that I've done something Black collectively for the community? Because I can marry someone Black and go move into all white suburb and did zero for the community. Did that mean that I'm not pro-Black? I married a Black woman. I talk Black. I've met plenty of folks who talk Black but didn't do Black. Meaning that I'm going to sit there and say, man, my Black sister, my Black queen. Then when she died around, man, fuck that bitch. I don't need to fuck about that hoe. And I got to scratch my head like I thought she was a queen, this, that, and the third. Oh, I get it. You talk Black, but you don't do Black. I've met plenty of them who, yeah, brother, it's about the community. We got to come together, make sure we save these shorties. Okay, cool. Let's put this event together. Then when time comes to put the event together, put funds together, man, G, I ain't even got it like that, G. Times is hard. So I can't looking at all that different stuff.
Hey, that's a small scale on shit, right? And
let's even make it big.
The shit you saying right now is the reaction, right? That's the react. That's what happens after a motherfucker then already been broken down out of the mixing, right? Because niggas, when you're dealing with the self-hate is coming outside yourself, right? It's us coming outside. That's where we get the self-hate from. Us coming outside of it, because pro-Black is loving yourself and loving yourself enough to understand that goddamn, I don't gotta go get no African, because just because you Black don't mean that the motherfucker is your people. All skin folk. But I know you a motherfucker in America, Black woman in America ain't looking at your ass like you nobody else. She looking at your ass like, nigga, you need to step up to the plate because we in this struggle together. That the self-hate comes outside of all of this shit here is problem that we had when we mixed in. You know what I'm saying? So you come and say, what you saying?
That's not true, Top Cat. That ain't true.
And Top, with you saying that,
our problems ain't come from intermixing. Our problems came from internal bullshit.
So with you saying that, Top, you mentioned Dr. King earlier.
How do we lose our economics in this country then?
Because it's the thing, Top, when Dr. King was during the civil rights movement during the 1960s, Dr. King didn't know what the effects of it would be. That's why. One second. So the issue is when Dr. King was dying. If you look at a lot of Dr. King's latter interviews, Dr. King said, "I fear I have my people burning house." So that has to be mentioned. Top, he didn't know what the effects of it was going to be. That's after King was talking about reparations. That's why after King was talking about a burning house. Come on now, King.
What's the bill now? I'm coming on. Was the bill to integrate or not?
Was it the bill to integrate?
Was the bill to integrate or not?
What
Martin Luther?
Hold on. Let me deal with this nigga right here, right? These are undercover niggas want to come sit up under you and shit, nigga. Let me deal with your motherfucking ass, nigga. You understand me? See, so when I tell you all skin folk ain't your kin folk, this nigga came up here and laid up under us, right? This the nigga I was looking for. This the nigga from Fred Chat. Let me deal with your motherfucking ass, nigga. All right.
You talking to me, Top?
I'm talking to Jimmy Collins.
Go
nigga,
ahead,
that's what I'm talking to. All right.
Go ahead, Ken.
You understand me, nigga? So what was Dr. You brought this Dr. King shit up, nigga. What was Dr. King whole bill, nigga, in the civil rights? Integration. Did he sign the integration bill or what?
That shit was beyond that.
Let me deal with this nigga, right? Came in here, set up in here, right? This the nigga I want to deal with. Reggie, you my brother. I want to deal with this nigga right here.
Go ahead, Ken. Top, you echoing. I can't hear you.
I'm waiting on you.
Oh, what I was saying was when Dr. King was talking, Dr. King didn't know what the effects of
I don't give a damn
integration was going to be.
What the effects was or not, nigga. Did he want to integrate or not?
He did, Top, but he knew what the effects. He thought we were for the betterment of the community. Top, you remember educationally, our schools weren't our. You got to remember the conditions of the black schools. The condition of the black schools was inferior. So he's sitting there thinking, look, everything they're giving us is inferior, but if we integrate, we'll have something better.
With a historian, why was they inferior? You're going to have to go back to 1903. That's when you're going to have to start it off at 1903. John D. Rockefeller, nigga, before they start coming down. Fred said earlier he wasn't the hardest man. All right, you're going to have to deal with these niggas, hardest man. All right, you're going to have to deal with these people. Who brought the education down to the South and what was the purpose of it? All right, so don't just come out here and give us a blanket statement, nigga. At this time, we weren't even going to their goddamn school system. We weren't going to their school systems. We weren't integrated into their societies at this time, nigga. Don't come out here and put that shit on our people. We were practicing group economics, nigga. We had our own. We didn't need nothing from the motherfuckers, nigga. Our shit was flourishing. All right, nigga. We had black towns and motherfucking our own transportation, bus lines, and all. We had all of that before
That's
this
true,
Martin Luther King bill. We lost that shit through mixing. This shit you niggas asking for.
That's the after effect, though. That's the after effect. He didn't know what that would be.
The after effect, nigga, is when Dr. King then went and gave the shit away. That's how your ass end up an African American, nigga. Cause before then you went that.
With Top, we were black or colored. African Americans, the term was created by Jesse Jackson in 1980.
1924 under the Racial Integrity Act. That's when we became black and colored.
But you said African American, and that's not here and there. When it comes to Dr. King Top, you look at the latter part of King Top. He was sitting there talking about, look, I fear I brought my people to a burning house. He realized.
And why did he say that? Because he killed us.
He realized the mistake he made. Top, we're in agreement about that. What I'm saying is the King just didn't know at the time.
How did he kill us economically, nigga? He killed us through mixing. The same shit you were telling our people that's okay. No, nigga, that's not okay. Because
we're not saying it was okay to mix.
All right, so when we was in segregation, we'll do it like this here. During segregation, could we mix?
No. Well, no, we couldn't. They could, but no, we couldn't.
Okay, now I'm talking about us. Fuck everybody else. That's y'all got to understand. That's why this pro-black shit means something, because it's us first. It's fuck everybody else. This shit is about us. Right? Because everybody else, when he integrated, he didn't integrate it because he was apologizing for what he did. The motherfucker integrated because he wanted what you had, your economics. Because when they bankrupted the country on September the 4th, 1929, nigga, crashed stock market, and through the 30s in recession, nigga, you niggas weren't going through no recession because y'all had y'all own shit. You had to deal with your own shit. You were outside of the economic structure of America. You didn't need that shit. So when they got Dr. King to come in there and sign all your goddamn rights over, nigga, this shit stumbled your ass, nigga, and this the reason why they talking about pull yourself up by your motherfucking boots. Now we go back to 1865 after Reconstruction when Johnson came in and they turned over the goddamn plantations and shit, all that land and shit that we had, nigga, they turned that shit back over. They turned it back over to the Confederates. And what happened after that? That's when you start getting the land or the labor grants and all that type of shit, which on these documents that our people would go under, and that's what qualified them as a slave in the South. Now, what else happened in the turn of the 20th century? Right, I'm a go and deal with these fake ass Native Americans. What else happened then, huh? You had a motherfucking Filipino war at that time. The United States got control over the Philippines, over Spain. All right, we're gonna talk about who a Mexican is, because a Mexican is a Filipino. I'm out here in Dubai, nigga. I deal with Philippines every day. This is where your Mexicans came from. Niggas don't even understand after Spain left out and they end up going into India, nigga, into the Indies and shit, and they start dealing with the motherfucking Filipinos over there, nigga. This is where you start getting your mixture and shit from. So when you go down into Central Mexico and you dealing with these people down there in the South America and all of that, these people were brought over there through the slave trade of the Philippines, nigga, and the Spaniards. That's why they don't have no culture. I never got that deep in the shit because I ain't had a nigga to come up here and I can really deal with his ass, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? The Mexicans that you see today, nigga, down there in Mexico, the people called the Plain Indians, they were brought here, nigga, and they were side by side with y'all ass when they started instituting this program in 1903 of the education under John D. Rockefeller. So when Fred Mama called in and said she found out that it was named after the wife of Rockefeller, Spelman College, nigga, she was absolutely correct. I smiled because I say, these nigga, I was gonna deal with you niggas with this in the making of an African American. All right, because this shit go deeper than rap. So when you got these reservation Indians and they have no history here, when I always tell you they ain't got no history, they ain't got no culture. Why? Because these were Philippines. Fuck the Mongoloid shit and the Negro when y'all let them niggas use them type of terms. Let's deal with history. Let's deal with, pull it up. Any nigga Google it. Google the Spaniard and the Philippine Wars, nigga, and it came all the way up into the 1900s, nigga. That's why this shit is so profound. We go back to the 1880s, nigga, through the eugenics. Why was they trying to preserve that? Blue blood say white folks was leaving the planet, their numbers was going down. This around 19, this is the whole eugenics movement. Okay, so when you're dealing with World War II, you're dealing with genetics. You ain't dealing with no fucking niggas battling over turf and all of that shit there. The shit got deeper than rap, right? They was trying to save and preserve the white culture, nigga. So these people running around in hell trying to preserve themselves, and our people on the other hand talking about we need to mix in with them. Of course, a nigga who ain't got shit gonna try to come in to you to get something. So when they said they classified, and you said it, nigga, that they classified white folks, I mean Mexicans as white people. Because nigga, they are a product of Spain, nigga. They are white people. All right, when Spain went west, nigga, by the time the British came in, nigga, and the British was teaming with the Iroquois, and they started getting that land with the Iroquois coming over the Appalachian, nigga, that's why they were beefing with Spain. Nigga, Spain had already went west. That's what white folks you was getting out there. So when they got out there in 1865, when they teamed up with John Horse and them, and they needed them to fight them, that's how them niggas who were called the Plain Indians knew the motherfucking land already, because they was already out there with the Spaniards. These were Philippines. Look it up in history. You know what? I could just kill the whole shit right now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The whole TPs and all that. That's why they have no culture here. The people down in Mexico were the people who came down there when you're dealing with the Mayans. You go into the Mayan history. Y'all ever heard of a nigga named Chino? Chinos are Philippine slaves, nigga. These are the people that went down there. And these fake ass Native Americans, really why I'm on this bill, because these whole ass niggas play with me and I rush them hoes. You know what I'm saying? Talking that Africa shit. And I keep telling y'all, when y'all use that shit they'll tie in, because they have the same argument y'all have when they say that. That's what they talk to you niggas. And y'all was side by side when they was doing the reservation and implementing these schools and shit in the South. They were teaching you and these people the same thing. So when I say natives ain't got no motherfucking culture, they ain't got no history. Their history is the same shit that white folks talk about because they taught that shit to them. All right, these were Philippines. Somebody out in the audience Google Philippines and goddamn the Philippine and Spaniard War, nigga, when they went into there in the 1500s under another papal bull. All right, this shit ain't hard. This shit ain't easy. I mean, this shit ain't hard. It's easy. Them are the people down there. So when you get a Mexican, when you're dealing with Mexican culture, nigga, you got a lot of Spaniards down there, even tortillas. Nigga, what did the Indians eat? Nigga, we ate corn and shit. A lot of you niggas still filed the pit and put the corn on there, nigga. But down there, that's where the tortillas and all this shit here, guacamole and all this type of shit here, all of that shit came from down there. Niggas was already doing it. I pull up shit, nigga, from in the 1400s when they got there. Niggas was already down there cooking fish and all this shit here. Nigga, when they got down there, the Spaniards right back. Ain't no fucking history. Y'all niggas come in here letting niggas move you out the way. We had everything already. We built the greatest civilizations on this bitch. You going to Peru, nigga, the fucking in the Incas, nigga. These niggas had Rasta dreadlocks. The fucking mummy's still there. Google it. Google Rasta dreadlocks. Google the Mayans and the Aztecs and the dreadlocks. Nigga, you go down there, and you know what? Matter of fact, nigga, I'm pulling up June, nigga. I'm going down there in June. I'm going down there and I'm going in the fucking temples and I'm gonna show you niggas, bro. I'm through playing. You going to North Georgia where the Cherokees left in 1794, where they end up, the fake Cherokees went down there and they started claiming that shit in North Georgia. You go in there, Stone Mountain, all of that shit there. You going to Stone Mountain, all that was mine territory. All right, the folks didn't go down there and pick that spot for nothing. They weren't originally right there. All the way up in 1815. What happened in 1815, nigga? That's when the Philippines and shit. Listen, man, I'm gonna let it go, bro. Cause I'm retired any motherfucking way, bro. But the shit that pissed me off, right? Cause niggas dealing with this old liberty ass information history from yesterday, nigga, that shit don't even matter. This shit is a deeper message. It's a deeper picture to it. You niggas that got moved out the way because y'all wanted to fucking mix. Nigga, long as we was together, we had, dude, y'all niggas know how long we been having this shit over here, bro. It was prehistoric. Ain't nobody else was over here but niggas. So when you get these other people who are claiming they natives and Indian, and I laugh and Kiki Kaka say anything ain't our culture, action what they eat and all that. I'm just fucking with y'all. I know what the fuck already happened. All right? Pull it up. Somebody pull up Philippine slavery, nigga. Pull up Chino. See what the fuck a Chino is. And they still call themselves Chino. Nigga, you going into Mexican culture and all that. Them niggas don't look like them for nothing. All right? And I'm out here dealing with them. Nigga, the first thing I tell people to my, I say, man, these hoes remind me of Mexicans back home. Okay? They were created a slave race. And so when you go to the islands, nigga, there's no reason why when they left Haiti, nigga, first they went in 1452, they went into West Africa, you nigga, on the Ivory Coast, got the gold. 1493, they went into motherfucking Hispaniola, nigga, the richest continent over here on the west, nigga. Then they went into the Indians, nigga, and they started dealing with them niggas over there. That's when the slave trade came. So when you go on the walls of the Mayans, nigga, and they had these people, these pale people coming in, these were the people who were helping the Spaniards come through there, nigga. Same shit with the Tajanos and the Arawaks, nigga, in the Caribbean. It's the same shit, nigga. And it is not a coincidence why all of these people, why after the Haitian Revolution, them niggas was coming over here. The Haitians fought in the Civil War. The Haitian, nigga, you look at Haiti. They got Haiti over here in Missouri. They got Haiti down there in Carolina. This shit is no coincidence, nigga. And you dealing with the Cabos, nigga, or the quote-unquote Stonos, or the overall name you can find them in history with, where they got wrote out of history. But nigga, you are dealing with the Yamasee. One of them they call the old tribe, ancient tribe. Nigga, these are old people. So I just be playing. I ain't had a nigga to come up here so I can knock his fucking head off. But I don't play with them other niggas, bro. And so we can say that them niggas our sisters and brothers to a certain degree, nigga. But these were Filipinos. That's why they don't look like you. That's why goddamn Puerto Ricans, that's why Latinos, nigga, and Mexicans and Native Americans all look alike. All right, because these were the Filipino slaves that was brought over here, nigga, and they call themselves brown pride. They talk about brown pride, right? I'm finna show y'all something. We're gonna go and deal with it. Brown pride, nigga, white folks made brown pride up. White folks made brown pride up, nigga, and he was the president, 27th president, right? We're gonna deal with it. He say, our little brown brothers our brown brothers would need 50 or 100 years of close supervision to develop anything resembling Anglo-Saxon political principles and skills. Filipinos are moved by similar consideration to those which move other men. William Howard Taft. And he told that to President McKinney. And he ended up becoming the 27th president, nigga, in 1908. Look it up, nigga. That was after they had already defeated them in the war, nigga, in 1902. At the turn of the century. See, I just be sitting back in the cut, bro. But I do this shit for real, man. A lot of niggas got the game fucked up. When I say niggas got taught this shit, and so you want to talk about the education system, we wasn't in there. The civil rights shit fucked it out. Marcus Garvey became best friends with Walter. I ain't gonna say best friend, but he was close with Walter Plecker. When you talk about the Harlem Renaissance, all of them sciences and liberation teachings and shit niggas came out was taught by white folks. I love the Nation of Islam, but Farah Muhammad was a white boy. Okay. When you go into Egyptologists, nigga, that shit was brought to them by a white boy. When you talking about Darwinism and all of this shit here, that shit tied into the eugenics movement, nigga. This is white power shit. Walter Plecker was a part of the eugenics movement. Who was he? He was over the vital statistics. He wrote niggas out of history, literally changed niggas' status in history. That's where you get you sign your application, nigga, you get check black or check white. That's where that shit come from. We went black and colored and all that shit until the 1920s. So when I always say this was a key time, nigga, and then when you dealing with Noble Drew Ali, nigga, the more assigned to him, his teacher was a white boy or Arab, nigga, white Arab, nigga. We gonna deal with it. We gonna deal with it. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit. Nigga, that shit came from white folks. So when they start opening these schools down south, man, I'm not gonna go too deep. I'm gonna say some of this shit for the making of African American. You know what I'm saying? But these people are Filipinos, and it's crazy that I'm out here and I'm around these motherfuckers every day, bro. And they act the same as Mexican. And out here in America, nigga, Mexicans are the working class. They treat them like fucking slaves, right? I'm talking about, especially if they speaking broken English and all that, white folks have no respect. You know, and you come over here, nigga, the Filipinos are the working class here. You know what I'm saying? This was a created people. You go into the third world countries and shit. You go to all of that, the places with money, white folks running that shit. Even when you dealing with down in Haiti, you got Western Haiti, nigga, and then you got the other side. The blacks, the real Tejanos and all the real Indians and shit that was from there, they cut them off, nigga. Put shit in the goddamn ground, nigga, so they wouldn't be able to grow resources, nigga. And the kids that the Dominican monks came in and bred with, the people that they bred with these Tejanos, nigga, and created this race called Dominicans, nigga. That's called Dominican. That's why they don't look like your ass, nigga. And that's why they all look alike, but they don't identify themselves the same, nigga. But these motherfuckers look alike. All right, because they were Filipinos, nigga. This was after they came after your ass, nigga. They went after them in the 1500s, nigga. I ain't gonna go too deep in, and I'm gonna let it go right there. You know what I'm saying? But nigga, the foundation principles, nigga, on why we left, and they would have never knew the trails, but niggas let them in because they mixed in with them niggas. And so long as we've been mixing, we ain't been able to keep nothing. And if we go back in history, all the times we kept mixing, niggas kept we kept losing land. Okay, all that mixing, we kept losing land, goddamn, and all the way up until Reconstruction, back to 1965 and the Civil Rights, nigga, where they took everything we fucking had. All right, and now we find ourselves in 2020 trying to pull ourselves up by our motherfucking bootstraps, and we still okay with letting these hoes in mixing, and motherfuckers actually got a problem with pro-black niggas who will want to preserve the lip that we have, the lip that y'all niggas ain't gave away to these motherfucking white folks, all right? We over here hanging on the lip island, and you niggas still got a nerve to turn a fucking gun on us or feel some type of way about us not wanting to mix, man. Hey, man, I'm done with it, man.
Top, the only thing I'm gonna
shit that really pissed me off now because I'm thinking about this shit now. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about all the shit that happened now. You know what I'm saying? Niggas really talking about it's okay. This shit ain't okay. It ain't okay. This shit is not okay because this shit ain't breeding no warrior mind. You don't get no warrior.
I want to say something. I want to say something when you finish. I want to say something when you finish.
Like Muammar Gaddafi, who was trying to get Farrakhan $1 billion. Who stopped that? President Clinton stopped that.
Muammar Gaddafi and all them other niggas, right? Fuck all of them. We talking about us. You know that's what
I'm talking about, Top. So it's not us that it's not mixing that white supremacy.
Farrakhan got a white granddaughter, nigga. That nigga came in with the motherfucking L. Ron Herbert, nigga, Scientologist, nigga.
But does that stop him from being pro-black?
They came and adopted these society and bringing this shit in, bro. This shit is no good for us. That's to say that we not good enough as a people. We built the best civilization on this planet. And niggas won't even give us credit. They'll goddamn send us over there to goddamn Africa. And then they'll have the nerve to say, well, Africans don't even look at us the same. They don't, bro. We have our own people. We ain't niggas why we can't see that's that pro-black shit. And when you pro-black, goddamn, you don't let a motherfucker tell you who you are. You stand on it. And us not being pro-black, we're losing ourselves. Why we can't see that shit? We're steady taking out of ourselves and giving it to the world, and there ain't nobody got nothing to pull back in our motherfucking ass.
We gave
these shit, make money out of it.
These folks country music, Top.
Goddamn background, nigga, and just be happy with a motherfucking music video or the fact that a motherfucker acknowledging us. You know what I'm saying? That shit that ain't cool, bro. Y'all niggas. This shit.
No. I want to say something to that. I want to say something to that, man. With the rant, all that ancient shit got to be left in the past. We
See?
wait,
Hey,
wait,
no,
no, no.
bro. Right, we ain't needing none of that
Stop,
shit
you
in the
echoing.
past.
Stop, you
I
echoing.
here talking about it's okay to lay up with white women and shit because y'all want to leave it in the past, nigga. I'm done. I'm getting off the show, man. I'm gonna fuck with everybody. Y'all niggas crazy. Y'all niggas out y'all.
No,